All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Sue and Deb's Big Dog Memorial Day Tournament 10 Ball Open. This is part two. Part one ran for 6 hours, and we're going to let this one keep going. We've got a special guest commentator coming in from Chalkbox Production. Patrick's had stuck around, and so Patrick Nix is going to jump in here and take the helm for just a few minutes, or probably a little bit longer, because I'm going to go figure out eating some food, and then jump back here a little bit later. So you guys are in good hands and hope you enjoy the stream.
Hello, hello. Okay, we're back on. All right. Jason Fick hopping in here. We have Lewis and Clay coming up here soon. Get back over to that screen. I'll figure this out soon. Now, you want to sit over here, or Patrick?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to switch spots with Patrick. All right. We are going to fill out the player names. We have Clay Belvoir coming up against Luis Orellana. You just watched Lewis on the stream have a real good match with Stephen Holm.
Do you put
Is
the
that home?
cargoes in?
Yes, we do. Clay Belvoir is a 685. This will be a race to 6. And then we have Luis Orellana, 752. And he played a really super spectacular the last match.
How do I set this up?
Update info.
Okay, thanks.
And now. This will be our hot seat match, I believe. Or is it?
I don't believe that this is
I'm
the
not sure
hot
that-
seat
I'm not
match
sure this
just
is the hot
yet.
seat
Let me
match.
just see. This is going to be one away from the hot seat.
Yep, because
So-
Stan Tarango's on the other semifinal. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, this is a semifinal match between Clay Belvoir and Luis Orellana.
And it looks like Luis is just getting warmed up for the match. I don't see Clay here yet, so we've got some time to get things set up. Let me see. Let me.
He rushed that one. It was the one thing when he was making balls earlier, he was really focused. All right, Clay Belvoir just walked up. Get this match going. I played on a team in Lincoln City in 2013 with Clay Belvoir. Clay Belvoir, Carl Tibbetts, Brent Kirschenman, Scooter, Scott Henderson, and myself. We ended up finishing second. Had to come back, had to double dip, and ended up losing Hill in the final team race. What a match that was. I was shooting pretty good that year. Think back to 2013, that was a long time ago.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I got the screen set up now so that.
So we can just go
Yes.
right across.
Yes.
Is this one to hit first?
Yeah,
goes-
so I'll show you.
Okay.
So it's set up like this. So this is the laptop, and then you go. So when you're on this screen, you just go down with the mouse. So if you're on this screen, you go up
And then over.
and then over.
So now it just
So
makes
it's-
little sense on how it would go.
exactly. Yeah.
Perfect.
Sorry, the little things that bother me.
No, that's okay. Well, I kept getting confused, and it's hard enough seeing the mouse fly by and not being able to see it when it catches white zones or goes too fast.
Yeah, you're trying to find out where it is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is going to be a really good matchup. So we just saw Luis Orellana defeat Stephen Holm in a Hill battle on the stream table, and now we're going to see Clay Belvoir take his chance. Both players still on the A side. This is the A side semifinal. Down to just 4 players left on the A side. And Clay says, "Are you ready?" And he says, "Yes, let's go."
Clay steps right up, doesn't need to whack a ball. Clay is a
here we go.
solid player.
Yeah, I've
This
played
is gonna
Clay a
be
couple
yellow
of
ball here, I
times.
think.
Yep, that's Clay. I think
No.
Clay got it by a hair. And so he's taking the break first. In alternate break, that means that you will be breaking the hill rack.
Yep.
Always a good feeling to know. That,
Yeah. You break the odd matches and you get the hill match.
Yep.
Looks like Clay's going to go to the bathroom.
All right. Do we have any sponsors that we want to promote while Clay's in
We
the
have
using
Salado,
a
who can
restroom
come
break
right
here?
over here. And,
All right. Just play this here, or just
Want to feel the
Okay,
pressure
yeah.
of competition in your everyday pool
Nice.
games against your buddies? Want to send your own matches to Fargo Rink? Download Salado now. Your race, your
I have that
place.
shirt.
It's time to make your matches count. Salado, the pool players app, now featuring monthly cash and prizes.
And we're going to play a message from the lucky loser, Todd Shirley. Check out their defense mode.
I would like to check that out.
Yeah, and Todd is a certified instructor. And he's got all these different instructional guides.
Is that better?
Yeah,
There we
now
are.
you're good.
There we
Yeah, if it's blinking, then you're not being heard. Yeah. I just realized that too.
These are the honor wreaths for the players for this event. Scroll down.
Yeah, let's go ahead and roll
Yeah,
those
sorry.
two.
Go the other way. So these are the ones for this year. Those are the best ones.
Okay.
There's the 2025 honorees.
Okay, we're ready to get going. Clay Belvoir to break. And Clay is no stranger to these tournaments in the Pacific Northwest. He's been
Not
doing
at
this
all.
for a long time. Clay, not only a good pool player, also a very good golfer.
Yes, he is.
Got the pleasure of going to a Mariners game with Clay a couple weeks ago. That was fun. It was Clay and Dan Louie and Jeff Jimenez and Justin Lee. It was a lot of fun. All right, so a really strong break. It looks like he's got a piece of the one, but I don't think it's got enough to
I don't
go.
think he can make it. That's even a tough one-pocket bank. I think he's going to kick and stick.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's the move. I like
You
it.
got the 7 right there for it to.
Yep, as
roll
long
up
as you
on.
can put some left spin, come full into the one, and hold that cue ball behind the 7. Doesn't look like, yeah, it is. That's what he's going to do. He did not hit it full enough.
No.
Not happy about that start.
No. He even looked like he pulled out of that shot. The body mechanics.
And Luis looking to see if the 1 plays by the 2. I'm not sure if it does. If it does, it's going to move the 2, and he doesn't really.
No,
He'd rather put it in clean, so the 2
because
sits
you
right
have
there.
to follow pretty hard if you wanted to try to shape the 2.
Yeah.
Who knows where that goes, bouncing up toward the 9. It's not going to go straight over.
Yeah, and you could call the 2 ball here and move the cue ball forward and let the 1 come out and try to control that situation, but you're going to have to move the cue ball forward quite a bit to get down past the 10.
Yeah.
And then in that case, your
I
1's
think
going to be
if you do
going
play
wild.
that, you try to get the 1 to come over here.
He says, forget all that stuff. That's
let's
too.
make
He's
Clay
like, that's
jump.
too complicated. I don't think he's going to need a jump. I think
not
he's
at
left
all.
him the
He's
window.
open.
Yeah. Yeah, that just shows you how overcomplicated it kind of was, but it wasn't simple. Even though he had the opportunity to pocket the 1 or the 2,
The outlook afterwards was just.
it was
just
hard.
wasn't
Yeah.
there.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, wow.
A missed shot on the 1 from Clay, and we're seeing some unusual starts here from both of these players missing their targets right off the bat. And
Clay-
this safety,
Ooh,
see if
that's-
it's any better.
It's a little bit better. There might be some swerve room there. Not sure if you can kick around the 8 at all.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. He is blocked from seeing the 1. His kicking windows are pretty cut off from the 6 and the 8 being where they are. It takes away those kicking angles, but
Yes,
I think...
it does.
Yeah, this is a bad spot. He's calling the 2 ball.
Calling the 2 ball. This ought to be interesting.
Yeah. I'm not sure I see it yet. Is he swerving?
Well, he might be.
No, he's going to kick. He's going to kick 2 rails. He's going to kick 2 rails at this 1 ball. I think that was his intention, to come in 2 rails behind it. But giving up the ball in hand, Luis gets what he wants out of that. And
This seems pretty fairly straightforward and simple. Yeah, he wants to be on the underside of the 2. Hey, flattened out a little bit though.
yep. And I've seen Luis play a couple of times. He plays with a very fast pace, and he just gets down and gets to work. He doesn't take a ton of time to think about stuff.
Well, sometimes that can throw you way off of what you're wanting. You overthink yourself, and you think yourself out of making a shot.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of more, he has got so much experience that he already knows what to do. It doesn't take him that long to figure it out, right? He already knows the right move, and it's just, if you always know what the right move is from experience, you don't need to take a ton of time.
That was a neat little kind of stroke he laid on that ball to get past the tit. Is he coming around the 8? No, he's E-banking. Okay. Now, after that makes this a little bit elementary.
Yep. Mark it up on the scoreboard.
Yep. Give this a little bit of a draw. And then he's got lots of room with that 9 to shape the 10. Well, he lays it in perfect. Yeah. Clay better wake up. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Very precise run out right there.
Yeah, and at this skill level, it's it comes down to that one mistake, that little mistake that you make, and Clay missing that 1 ball is all it took.
Yep.
He had the chance to win the rack. Clay did, or at least take control of it, and he failed to make that shot, and that's what cost him. You're not going to get away with those against a 750 Fargo.
Nope.
550 Fargo, you might get another chance, but not at this level.
No.
On a 7-foot table, especially.
Yeah, and these little diamonds play so nice. I mean, they make you play. They make you shoot honest. You got to shoot clean shots.
Yeah, me personally, I don't play a lot of 7-foot tables. I play mostly on the 9, but I struggle a little bit with getting position because I overrun position and other things.
Well,
I do enjoy the 7-foot table when it comes to 8-ball. I think it adds a new element of challenge with the clusters and things to break out in 8-ball. But rotation, I don't know. It's fine, but it's not as fun for me to play rotation on a smaller table. I feel like a rotation is better on a bigger table. But in the Northwest, we're limited to what we have available.
This is correct. Well, it's kind of unique. Washington State's one of the last states that has a lot of 4x8 bar boxes in most of the bars. These little tables, when they started coming in, what was that, 2000 I started seeing these in Lincoln City, maybe 2001, and they're far better than a Valley. Valleys are just buckets, but a 9-foot diamond I think is one of the best playing tables. I haven't got a chance to play on the Rassans. I hear they play good, but Diamond's one of the best built tables. I work on tables
Okay.
as a side gig, and I think they're one of the best built tables I've seen.
Yeah,
I mean-
made in the USA. Good quality materials. And yeah, it's getting from the 7 to the 8 here is the trick. He wanted to be inside on the 7 so that he could stun it out for the 8.
Yeah.
You don't want to be rolling forward past the 10 because then you're really going for a small window. This is perfect because you see that little tiny angle he's got on the 7,
Yep.
being closer to the rail. It's going to allow him to
Punch
stun
it out a little
Yeah,
bit.
just stun it right out.
Oh.
He could have gotten out farther. I
Yeah.
think he probably just didn't want to cheat the pocket too much, knowing that this is fine, right? You know, just
Well, he had one other option that I saw with that angle. He could have played the 7 to the first point and just rolled the cue ball up on the 10 and left the pretty lock up safe.
yeah.
I saw that option too, but he's a shooter.
Yeah, and at that, these guys, they don't want to give the other guy a chance at the table at all if they
No.
can help it. And here we go. Watch this. Yep, perfect. I was going to say the only thing he has to watch is the scratch there.
Perfect.
Yep, and he got unmissable on the 10. And that's a break and run from Luis Oriana.
Luis
I got it. Sorry, I got
Oriana
to.
is up 2-0
I got
now.
to keep score here. Sorry, guys. I forget. I'm so used to Evo Sports where the players keep score for themselves,
Yeah.
and I forget that I have to do that part.
These guys are keeping score on the app on their phone.
Yeah.
They're sent a link by the girls. And
Oh, where's our chat, by the way?
our
Do we have a chat?
Should be right here. We got this going. Is anyone there?
Let's see here. Well, I guess I could put it up on my phone and see if there's anybody out there.
I haven't seen one.
Let's see. Let's get the bracket. Now, are we only streaming on YouTube, or is it also streaming on?
I think we're just on YouTube.
Okay.
We're only on YouTube, right, Greg? Yeah, we're just on YouTube. Share it on Facebook.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a handful of viewers, but nobody in the chat. Hit us up. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're rooting for. This is Patrick Nix and Jason Fick on the mic for you guys.
How you guys doing?
Nick and Fick. Nix and Fick. Fick and Nix.
Fick and Nix?
Fick and Nix. There we go. I like it. It's the Fick and Nix team.
That was pretty good.
Coin it. There we go.
We're going to have a new chat here. If only we were watching some One Pocket.
Yeah. Well, there is some of that going on this weekend at Buffalo's.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear? My gal sent me a little picture when it was open, posted up. $2,200 guy went to Calcutta, just put Federer Gorst out.
Yep, I saw that.
That's tell you what, if people were taking bets in Vegas, somebody just lost some money or made some money.
Clay trying to get safe. He's shaking his head like he doesn't like it, but you know,
It's a straight
I
up
think
jump.
Yeah, but it's a very long distance. The one thing he doesn't like is that it's pretty straight,
Well,
and
yeah.
so the cue ball can be held for the 2 here.
Exactly.
You know, it's not going to go wild on him because it's a straight. If he hits it full enough and he pockets this ball, it's a good chance he's getting on the 2. And he doesn't make the shot. What's he going to get?
I think it's behind the 7.
He got lucky. Clay going to jump now, and the window for jumping is quite smaller here. He's going to have to get up and down
pretty quick.
pretty quick or land on the 1. You don't really want to do that if you can help it, but that might be what he has to do here. He's figuring Yeah, the problem here is if you land before the one and hop into it, you can get off. You can go off the table because you are cutting the one a little bit into the pocket. So,
Just a little bit.
that being just a little off angle makes the risk of going off table higher.
Okay, he's decided to kick at it.
Yeah, I don't blame him. It's a much safer play. He probably called the 5 ball. I would have assumed he would have called the 5 there and darn near made it. And Luis wasting no time.
He's right there.
Oh, he seemed a little careless on that one.
He did. He shot that a little fast. Even as fast as he shoots.
Yeah. He's got to get around the 10. He's going into the 10.
No, he just...
Bump the 2.
He's seeing a lot more here.
Draw back for the 3. That's what it's the only thing I think he's
That's what
got.
I'm seeing. Yeah, he looks. Yeah, he's
Yeah, he
playing
can-
it in there.
He can put it right in the
It's a little
side
deceptive right on the screen for me right now, but yeah, he's straight draw.
and draw this. Little spin. Yeah, good shot.
Yeah,
Man,
I'm thinking he's coming back behind the 6, around for the 4. Looks like he's shooting a little low outside.
no, we got Chad Raswick in the chat.
Hi, Chad. Watched you play some great pool in Lincoln City, man. Congrats.
And Justin Ones is in the chat saying, is Daniel still in it?
I think Daniel's on the B
see.
side.
Let's see here. Yeah, Daniel is on the B side.
Yep, he's got a little weight here.
Yeah, he's waiting for an opponent.
I mean, you look on the B side, and these are a lot of your bigger local tournaments. As far as quality of player, or caliber of player, I should say. Ooh, got a little bit out of line here.
Yeah, speaking of Daniel Sardancilio, he was put on the B side by
Clay
Clay
I think.
Belvoir. 6-2.
Mm-hmm. Clay played
So
real well.
He's got you
Daniel
got to
made
play. You got to play real well to beat Daniel 6-2. And I
Daniel
feel like
made
this
a-
is his home. This is Daniel's home turf. He's
Yeah.
played here more than anybody.
Now, I watched a little bit of that match. Daniel made just a couple of mistakes, and Clay took advantage of it, and Clay broke around a couple racks. That's all it takes.
Oh, heck of a try from Luis.
Oh, I thought that 10 was going to roll
But
up in
here
front
we
of it.
go. Here's Clay's opportunity
Here's Clay's
to
opportunity to get back to 2-1.
and the break. Oh no, this would not be his break.
It would end up being rack 4 if he gets
Yeah,
this and
so
breaks.
and that would be this would be
Yeah.
the next one would be Luis's
Yep.
break. So
Yeah, that 6 ball is in there fairly deep.
this is good action here at 15th Street Bar and Grill in Auburn, Washington. Sue and Deb's Big Dog Memorial Tournament got all the monsters in the Pacific Northwest in this building right now.
Oh, yeah. From Canada to Northern California.
Yeah, I shout out to Sue and Deb, by the way, as well. Two of the nicest people, and I'll tell you what, they run one heck of a tournament. I've never seen anything like it. They treat this like it's a
They do. It's their baby.
the Grammy Awards event. I mean, you've got they put so much time. They spend 6 months of work preparing, getting everything ready for this event.
They do. They put a lot of effort into this. We all appreciate it. We're all from the North End, and Paul Allers recently passed away, and I was fortunate enough to own a couple of his cues. No, he's okay.
Okay, I saw that going to the side. I'm like, I got a little scared there first, but it slowed down quick. So nice out from
I
Clay.
actually have the last cue that Paul made. He kind of stopped making new cues for everybody, but he made one last cue just to see what White Ash and Bagodi looked like, and played like it. Just kind of went up there. He was, going through his tests and stuff, and all the cancer treatments, and he was kind of in the middle of them. And I was kind of punishing myself because I had broke a shaft that he had built for me for my Icon 3. and it's a brake stick, 2.5 inches longer, one of his flat lamp shafts. And well, this is back when I drank and I got a little boisterous, and I swung around my stick around. I wasn't going to break it, but I just bumped the table and cracked
Oh, man.
cracked the joint on it, and I was like, oh no. So for being a dummy, I went up to Paul, had him make me a new one, and here's this stick sitting on his table saw, unfinished. I'm looking at that and go, man, that looks beautiful. And I go, hey Paul, how many people have seen this? And he says, well, just the ones that have come up, see a tip. So you haven't shown this on Facebook or nothing or anything like that? He goes, no, not yet. I says, well, you don't need to.
Nice. So you got a cue.
Yeah, I
good,
did.
Good
It's
deal.
actually really pretty. I'll show it
So
to
you
you.
got
here
a Paul
after
Allers. Nice. I'd love to see it.
the last one. The last one.
The last Paul Allers cue.
Yeah, he's
wow.
the last one that he made to make a cue. It wasn't for anybody, or it's just he just wanted to play with white ash and Bacote. It's a really pretty.
Nice. Yeah, I'd love to check it out. So, meanwhile, Luis with a really solid break gets a pretty good spread here. Hey, what's up, Zach Zager in the chat? Hour away. Yeah, Trevor told me you were coming up, so that's why I actually stayed here a little bit longer, hang out with you for a little bit. I can't stay too late, but will be good to see you.
All right. Had a good break start here, it looks like. Clay hasn't shot yet?
Yeah, no, it looks like a break and run opportunity for Luis. Oh, this is a beautiful cue. I wish we could put this on camera to show you guys at home, but man, that is gorgeous. The points on there.
Yep. The trim rings are all white ash and Bacote as well.
Man, and it's Paul Allers' final cue.
Yep. This
Wow.
is just the last one he wanted to make. And he even took the Bacote and lined up all the wood grain when he put the handle in. His shop up there, and it was getting toward the end. He didn't have a way to really finish them super well. So I sent him out to, I think, Precision in New York and had them finish the cue. I says, the only thing I don't want to lose the signature.
Oh, for sure.
And
2020, what does it say? 2022?
2021.
2021.
Yep. I think that's when he.
Okay, so Luis getting in a bit of trouble here,
Oh,
and
did.
he kicks his way out of it. Holy
Wow,
smokes.
Wow.
That was an incredible kick shot on the 5. He called that shot, ladies and gentlemen. That's
was a
why you
heck
have
of
a
shot.
750 Fargo is when you can do stuff like
I'm
that.
trying to do it, Greg.
I hope I saved that replay in time that we can actually show that to you guys because that was impressive.
That was a heck of a kick shot.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
man.
Living
He's,
dangerously there.
this Luis, he plays fast and loose. I mean, but he's a guy that can make shots. But it feels
Yes, sir.
it seems like he's gotten a little careless, but maybe that's his style.
Could be.
Like just not as much, attention to like getting things perfect. He seems to be just one of these fast and loose kind of rhythm players, I guess.
But he still
It
plays
works.
pretty damn good shape.
Oh, it works for him.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. There's no doubt. I mean,
mean,
you can make kick shots like that on the 5 ball. I hope I saved that replay and I can show that back to you guys.
I want to see it. I got to see a part of it. Then he pulls that stroke out. He could have just stopped it. But he stroked it straight back to the rail and out for a little bit straighter shot on the 9.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, play this right
He's
in
done
center.
the hard work.
All right. Looks like Lewis is going up 3-1 on Clay Belvoir.
Yep.
All right.
And let's see what that replay looked like.
Yeah.
Oh, what do I have to do? Just
No, it just went back and did the 10 ball.
I hit the save replay button, but how many seconds does it save?
10 seconds back.
Yeah, should have gotten it.
You hit the center one?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I got to go back to. Oh, this is.
What did
So
you do?
main seat, main seat. It's just probably because I had this unhidden.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, your strategy is to hide it and unhide it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. Everybody's setup is a little different, so I'll get used to it.
Hey, he hid that from me too.
Can we just tilt that camera just a little bit to where it's maybe a little more even at the bottom? Can I? Is it still on? It's 2, right? Yeah.
It's gonna jump a little bit more.
It was jumping a little too much.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, it doesn't have the ability to.
Go to studio and rotate the
Oh,
screen.
yeah, that's a good idea.
I was going there earlier.
Yeah.
Oh.
In studio.
All right, Jason.
Wow.
Jason will commentate, but yeah, let me fix this.
Okay.
It's just my OCD.
And I wanted to fix it too, but I don't.
Okay, so
Clay is working here on the
your
one ball.
It's
He's,
this one.
Looks like he's got a cut shot at it. He's taking it on.
Transform. Edit transform.
And swing back in here, coming around for the deuce. Yep, 2 plays past the 9. That was a really good shot, Clay. I think Clay's going to go one rail, close to middle diamond, and come right back up toward the middle of the table for a shot on the 3. Wow, that worked out good.
See, I haven't used studio that much, so I have to do it.
Clay gets a nice straight shot on the 3. Now I'll have a good stop shot angle on the 4 to get out for the 6. Yep, there you go. I don't think he wanted to slide over, but he still has angle on the 4 to get out to the 6. Good shot, Clay. All right.
Oh, sorry, Chad. I'm just getting caught up on the chat here. Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Cool. Thank you.
Okay, so what happened with the money thing here?
How late this tournament's going to run till tonight?
I was
Thinking about having a half hour down from North Bend. Heading down. Oh, okay. Yeah, come on, head down, man. I'll be here for maybe another 2 hours or so, and then I've got to head up north. Yeah, I would love to see you. I'm not sure how late they're going to go tonight. Well, do you know when the last matches are scheduled for tonight?
Well, if we're
Probably
if
go
we're-
until around midnight, I think.
If we're down to the semifinals, yeah, see how many's left on the full board, because you got a big picture of it there, Greg.
All right, so Clayface with a back cut here to the side pocket with a scratch in play.
Yeah,
This is a
iffy shot.
yeah. And
Okay,
he's
he's
going to go
going
to
the
the
other
corner and draw away from the side pocket.
That's scary too. from
Yeah,
that angle.
right. They're both really touchy. The bank might be on between the 9 and
It
10.
might. I still think he's playing this cut shot though.
Oof. Yeah, it's going to go right to the pocket.
He did. He opened the shot up a little bit, but still.
It was very scratchy. The side pocket was huge.
I
And
hope that they can't overhear us too much. That's the one. That's the one
Yeah,
thing about sitting in this corner.
I don't think so. I think we're talking at a pretty normal volume to where they can't hear us. But
At least out there while they're shooting.
yeah, I do tend to get a little bit loud when I get animated. So just slap me if I am talking too loud.
Well, if you're like me, you hate to be somebody's reason for missing a shot.
Are all the
Or excuse.
are all the tables being used for tournaments right now?
Let's see. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I
think
I
we've
see
got
some open tables.
and nobody's calling
Yeah.
names because I think we're down just to a few tables.
Yeah, I think there are some open tables.
I mean, I'm confident enough to say that I don't think we need 14 or 16 tables to finish this.
Now, when does the 525 start?
Tomorrow.
That starts tomorrow. Okay, so tonight, yeah, there'll probably be some open tables tonight then.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they still have scoreboards and stuff up, but I see guys practicing.
Yeah,
No
because a lot of
Yeah.
the matches are, we're waiting for opponents on. It's not like we're waiting on tables, we're
we
waiting
got
on opponents.
Stan's playing Randy Comentigi over on, what's that, 10? 11. Stephen Weekly looks like he's playing a match.
Right on, Chad. Looking forward to seeing you, man.
Oh, he said, on my way. Well, we'll see you guys in a bit. Zach, are you coming too, or you're still
Zach's,
in Oregon?
Zach's on his way. Yeah.
Oh, right on. Doesn't Zager live in Oregon?
Yeah, he lives in Salem, Oregon. But I think he's spending some time in Seattle. I just found
Okay.
out from Trevor, Zach didn't bother to text me and say, hey, I'm going to be in the area. I guess,
Oh.
I'm number 2. I don't know. Trevor's number 1, maybe. I don't know. But,
Well,
at least I found out and
You
from
know what the
Trevor,
pecking
and then so
order
I
is.
decided I'm going to hang out for longer because my friend Zach is coming. I want to see him, even though he didn't tell me he was coming. But it is what it is.
I do wish they still had a 9-footer here, though.
When did they have a 9-footer? I don't remember that.
Um,
In here?
Yeah, they had 2 9-footers back here, and then they had the 7-footers.
That must have been a long time ago because
God, how long ago was that? 6, 7 years ago.
yeah.
I played Jose Aquino in here.
Okay.
Jose Aquino can play some one pocket. So can Ed Hobbs.
Oh yeah. Yeah, both good one-pocket players. All right, so Clay jumping for the 1. He missed cues.
Ooh,
That's a sound
Ooh,
no
wiggle.
pool player wants to hear.
no.
Unless
Not
you're
it-
the opponent. Then it's a beautiful sound.
About 5th tonight, probably 10th in there.
Okay, so there'll be lots of open
So
tables
fifth,
for
sixth,
people to come
okay.
and play.
Yeah, and
Okay.
and they're trying to make it so people can go to sleep, actually.
Yeah.
Most of us use that 5 hours.
Okay.
Well, that's true. I mean,
So there'll be lots of open tables,
we
guys.
left
Come on
at
down.
midnight.
15th Street Bar and Grill in Auburn. Get here. There'll be lots of open tables. Hang out, shoot some pool.
Yep.
Support.
See, Hitch said they had 4. Hitch, you're talking about the 9-footers here at 15th, right?
They had 4 9-footers here. Okay. Yeah, I guess that was before my time.
Well, I'm double checking, make sure that.
I didn't really start coming to tournaments and stuff until I guess after COVID. I don't know.
Yeah, it was before COVID.
I just hung out in my own little circle, my own little area, and I didn't venture out. But then it seemed like after COVID ended, that the pool scene just exploded with all these tournaments everywhere.
Well,
and it
yeah,
started,
everyone was
you know-
cooped up.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, when COVID hit, as soon as people weren't allowed, maybe a month and a half of not being able to go play pool at the bar,
Right.
I got phone calls. I swear in about 3-4 months' time, Val and I did about 30 tables.
Wow.
When people were pulling them out of the garage, uncovering the laundry off of them.
Yeah.
Because they can't go to the bar. I says, all right, I got to set it up. I got to play some pool. And so I actually did pretty good during COVID.
Nice. Well, and that's when I think the live streaming became a lot more popular because that's all you had.
Yep.
When the bars were closed,
Yep.
all you had was watching your buddies online streaming.
You know, that's about the time that I actually paid a yearly subscription of all places for Daisy Inn, because that's the only place that I could get all the snooker.
Sorry, I just realized the score is wrong. The score is 4-0. I'm not doing a good job of keeping.
No, it's 4-1.
It's
Clay
four,
has
I
a
mean
game.
4-1. I had it at 3-1, so I just fixed it. But now it's going to be 5-1 in a race to 6. Luis is on the hill now.
Yep.
5-1.
And Clay is breaking. This is rack 7 coming up.
Sorry to interrupt you. I just realized I'm not paying attention to the score. Again, I'm used to the players keeping score for themselves, so it says this is a new thing for me.
All right, thank you, Hitch, for the clarification.
10 sevens, 4 nines. Okay.
Now they have 16 7-footers.
What is up, Hitch? Where are you in this tournament? I didn't see his name on the bracket. Did you not make it on?
I don't know. I'm not sure who Hitch is exactly.
Oh, that's Matt Wells.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know Matt Wells.
Yeah.
Okay, I know Hitch. How you doing, Matt?
All right, so Clay with a dry break, and that is very untimely. We're going to see a safety coming from Luis to try to get himself ball in hand to start out.
Oh, and he fouls.
Yeah, he ends up giving up ball in hand.
Okay. Well, Clay's going to get a chance to get his second game and break for a third.
Yeah, the hole is really deep for Clay in an alternate
Yes, it
break
is.
scenario on a 7-foot diamond against a 750 Fargo. Even if you play perfect, your odds are low
Yeah,
that you're going
very
to win
low. Exactly.
because of the chance of a break and run happening, right? So
Hey.
all you can do is all you can do, but every opportunity you have to execute perfectly from here on out, and you still might not win, but you know.
Give it
I
a
always
go.
say at this stage where Clay is right now, you have to play perfect and you have to get lucky. You have to have both.
Yep.
If you have one or the other, you probably still lose.
Agreed. No, they were breaking. It sounded like they were breaking up a bit. So they just called up Randy Comentigi to table 3.
I said I'm just hanging out. So if you're happy to what you're doing, I'm going to sit here. I have a whole other day to talk.
So what
Yeah,
do you
and you're playing. I'm not. I'll be here talking.
what do you like here, Jason? I mean, he's got a thin piece of the 3, but I don't think he has a thin enough piece. I don't think he can cut this. I think the cut to the side looks too thin.
That cut is more than 90 degrees.
It looks like it to me,
I
especially
don't see
looking.
that. I don't even see a bank shot. Well,
He's calling the 10 ball.
calling the 10.
Yeah,
Banking
this
the
is
3
this
at
is
the 10.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
then he's going to try to get the cue ball back up here.
He's calling the 10 down in this. Oh, how do I draw?
I think you just
Oh,
right click or left click. Oh, try the left click.
so good safety play from Clay.
Oh. Chalkboard. Take it out of studio mode. The chalkboard has to be at the top.
Oh, sorry.
So is the chalkboard at the very top? Is the chalkboard at the top?
Whiteboard.
Yeah, the whiteboard. No, you should draw over there. Maybe it's in studio
Oh,
mode.
there we go.
Studio.
Okay.
Hit the center
Okay.
button. Boom, there.
Okay.
Because it
Also,
was
the replay didn't work either because you were in studio.
I was in studio mode.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
thank you. Okay, I've got it now. I'm getting used to the
Alright.
controls here. Great safety from Clay. He called the 10, but he was really playing that as an all-out safe.
Ooh.
And look at the reward he's gotten.
He gets a ball in hand.
Now he's got the ball in hand.
I've got a root for
Again,
my hometown boy.
This is the second ball in hand, and he just informs him that he's on 2. So that
Okay.
tells me, when
He's
he
gonna play
says
3
that,
foul.
that tells me that Clay is going to go for the 3 foul. I don't know that it's because at his level, I think that he does get out pretty consistently from a ball in hand position from here. You have to be very tight with this safety. If you're going to try to 3
Yeah.
foul him, you got to be
You got to make him
locking
kick
him up.
three
Yes.
rails at least.
Yeah, because you have the chance to win the game without him coming back to the table. Going for the 3 foul, you're letting a 750 back to the table to do something.
Mm-hmm.
You might not get better than this.
Don't want him to even have a chance of looking at the ball.
Yeah, so this is a very critical decision for Clay in this moment.
I mean, I'm looking at it. Now, once the 3's gone, you still have the 8-7 creates complications. Trying to figure out how he would go about his run out. I think he's playing the 3 on the side, or he's going to roll right up on the 10. Okay, he called the 3 in the corner, I think.
Yeah, just in case. He's going to play the safety. But
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is just in case, right?
I absolutely would. There's no...
This is not good.
No.
This is not
Not
good.
at all.
He
He
needed
missed
to
that.
be. He wanted to be behind the 10. He missed
yeah.
that by quite a bit.
bunch.
So, yeah, the cue ball didn't even hit the 10. And Luis is gonna. He's gonna make him pay for that one.
Yes, he will.
Oh man, what a decision from Clay. You know, having the opportunity to run it out and instead choosing the 3 foul.
I think he was indecisive in his head.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Wow, what a
Heck of a try
kick.
there from Clay. He called that 3 in the
Yeah,
bottom
he
left
did.
corner. Really good attempt, but unfortunately, that's most likely going to end his run on the A side of the bracket. You cannot make those kind of mistakes
No.
against Luis.
Nope. No, sir. That was a pretty impressive spin. He's going to play this over to the diamond and a half diamond and just come out for the 6. Now, he left himself. Where is he going to play the 7?
He's going to play the 7-9
up here?
combo, I think.
Think so? Well, okay.
I think that I'm guessing he's
That's
going to
pretty
just
straight.
He's going to play the 7-9
That's right
combo
in line
next.
with where the 6 is at.
Nope, he's power drawing it up.
Well,
Well, the 9 might come into play here.
he might. He might just pocket that 9, pocket the 7, and be almost straight in on the 8. Might. He turned to talk to Clay. I think not sure what he called. We'll see. I'm looking at this. Looks like he's playing the 7.
And he's missed it.
Oh, he's missed it.
He had one eye on the 9.
Yeah, he
So
did.
like I said, Clay needs to get lucky and play perfect. He's getting the luck part. He's got to work on the perfection part now. You know what I'm saying?
He
you have
has
to
a
do both.
reprieve. He has a chance to
You
get
have
back
to do
in
both.
this.
And and Luis is going to be breaking the next one. And so, like I said, even if you do everything perfect here, you still might not get back to the table.
This is true. Unfortunate, but true.
Let me check out the live scores in this tournament so I can give you guys an update on what's going on
Here we go.
live in this tournament. Dan Louie is up 5-4 over Mark Goodwin. He's on the hill. Dan Louie and Mark Goodwin are playing.
Okay, those are race to 6.
Looks like Lute Ganif and Sean Lewis. Sean is up 4-3.
Good match going there.
Yep. And a couple of them are just getting started. And this is, unfortunately, on digital pools. Sometimes the players
They haven't
update
marked
it.
their scores yet.
Yeah, so sometimes they don't, right? Because they have the flip charts, they just keep score on the flip charts, and nobody does the app. So Clay, right now,
There you
getting
go.
to 2.
Clay is down 5-2. Lewis has the break. Now, Clay just needs a little bit of love.
Yep. He's just got to fade the break twice,
Yep. That's the key.
right? And
Yep.
play perfect
Yep.
to come back and win this, because Clay needs, obviously, 4 racks. So that means he's got to fade 2 breaks from Luis. He's got to hope for a scratch on break or a dry break or, something rolling in front of the 1 ball, something like that. Sure. Mac and Chat? Thanks, man.
Well, we have to refuel Patrick here. So our distinguished leader is doing a beer run.
Okay. He's not
boy.
going to fade this break.
Oh.
This break is Well, look at
Now
the
look
two
at the
ball.
two.
Let's look at the two ball
That
here
might-
because this little situation here might come into play. I don't know if that two actually goes.
I'll bet you it does. I bet you could kick it off the rail too.
And to get from the 1 to the 2, that's the question here.
Yeah,
is
because he's
he's
really
got a
gonna-
slight angle. He might be able to really power draw this off that side rail and back over. Nope, he's not
He
messing
said,
with it.
Screw that. I don't want to see it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Clay,
Do you play this? Try to play the safe behind the 3,
I
or
think
do you play the one?
I
Try
think-
to play the one toward the corner.
honestly, I think we're going to see Clay take a little bit of time here to assess this because it's not
As well he should.
It's not super simple. It's very likely that you could end up trying to get behind the 1. It's not easy. So the 9 is much easier,
Okay.
but it is going to give him the manageable jump shot on the 1.
Yeah.
And Luis is getting his short cue out.
And it is pretty darn straight. Wow.
Good attempt
Pretty good attempt.
from Luis. And what are we going to see here? It sits on the bottom rail. I think we're going to see another safety.
Yeah, I believe so.
You going to try to get behind the 3 now? It might
Well,
be easier
I,
now.
I think that isn't a bad play because the 1 rolls right up with that 3-9 line.
I think
and
so,
if you put
too.
the cue ball behind the 3,
I think so too. What's he looking at here?
I mean, the only other one I don't like because you're sending the 1 ball too far.
Hey, thanks, Greg. Appreciate it. Oh,
He
he's
missed it.
missed
He
it
missed the ball
completely.
completely.
That is no
Wow.
bueno. Will you throw this down there? So yeah, thank you. That is not good. He wanted to hit a nice thin piece of that, bringing the cue ball back into traffic.
Well, we're going to find out if the 2 ball goes.
Seeing some uncharacteristic mistakes from Clay in this match.
He seems a little bit off in his body posture.
Yeah, he's had a couple opportunities that he did not capitalize on, and you know, with a lot of my
Ooh,
goodness,
wow.
what are we
Where's
watching
that
here?
luck go on?
He needs the luck, and now he's
Yeah,
getting it. I mean,
wow.
he's getting opportunities. I was
Wow.
not expecting that. You don't see a 750 do that very often. But Clay just can't believe his luck. I
But-
mean, how often do you give a 750 ball in hand, and the very next shot you're getting ball in hand? Almost never.
Pretty much. That's like a 99.9999% chance. No.
Right. So we're
But-
going to find out. It looks like the 2 does go unless he's playing a safety. Yeah, it goes. Okay.
Goes.
We couldn't tell from our angle.
Nah.
Oh, this is huge because this is Luis's break, and the next rack Clay breaks. So,
Yeah, he can get it back to 4.
yep. And then he just needs to fade one more break from Luis after that. And Lute Gniff and Sean Lewis are tied 4-4 in a race to 5. That is Hill.
There's a lot of tough comp in the B side. A lot of tough competition here.
Big time.
Actually, I'm really happy I'm here. I haven't seen these people in a long time. I get to go in for surgery next Wednesday, so it's good to see all the people. Stan is waiting. Dan Louie and Mark Goodwin finished. Oh, did Dan get
Looks
that?
like Dan Louie defeated Mark Goodwin 6-4.
Okay. The winner of that will go and play Stan Tarango next.
Yeah, so it's gonna be Stan Taranjo and Dan Louie, a classic Northwest power matchup.
2 guys who were
Hopefully-
warming up together earlier this morning.
Yeah, hopefully we can maybe get that one on the stream table next. We'll
That would
see.
be nice.
That would be cool. And then the winner of that and the winner of this is going to be playing the hot seat match. Not sure if they'll get that far tonight, but we'll
Well,
find out.
If they're going to 5th, 6th, I think they play the hot
seat
seat
match.
tomorrow. That'll be one of their first matches.
Oh no, Clay. Oh my goodness. He is really, that was
Oh, yeah,
really dangerous.
he cut loose on that a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he
I mean,
lost complete control of that, I think.
I feel like he's happy to be underneath the 6 with that angle on the 6 is great, but that was really close to a scratch.
It was.
It ended up being actually really good for him. With that angle, it should be able to be pretty easy to get on the 7.
Yeah, it looks like he has a tiny little off angle away from the side pocket, which he needs to maintain a shot on the 7. He can't go too far forward. There he goes. All right. Back in line after a little bit of a... Using a little inside English. He's going to come up one rail. Yep.
Yep. Outside English, 2 rails here. Comes right into the line for the 10. Very comfortable shot.
Do you play with the carbon fiber, Patrick?
You know, I have both. I have a carbon fiber, and then I also have a low deflection maple, which is an Obi Classic that I seem to be going back to now. I feel like I've been going backwards. I played with a carbon fiber, a Revo shaft for several years, and just recently I decided to break out my old Obi Classic. If you remember Obi Qs before they went out of business, the great quality. I wish they were still around.
Yeah.
But I bought one of their first low deflection shafts, and I went back to it, and I started playing a level better with it. And I thought,
Nice.
that's interesting.
Nice.
I don't know really why that is. So I'm sort of a hybrid. I really want to get a keel wood. I'm hearing lots of great things about the keel woods, and there's so many great cue makers out there making really good keel wood shafts that
I
feel like it's time.
I shoot with the Miguel Ferrer cue. Miguel learned from Bob Danielson.
Oh yeah,
It's not one of his. He looks
Bob's
up,
a
up
great
to him.
guy.
Yes,
Yep.
he is. And I recently in Lincoln City purchased one of Bob's pie keel woods, and I was really impressed. I play with a keel wood that Miguel made on his cue. Tell you what, that cue hits great. But when I put Bob Danielson's pie wedge keel wood on there, it was just like it was just pushing the cue ball off. I mean, it just released off the cue ball.
Yeah,
Just punched it away. I was like, huh. And so
interesting.
he actually sent me a 3/8 thread.
Bob did.
Yeah, and I have a radial pin.
Oh,
And that actually happened, and I know why it happened, because he sent Val over and says, here, have Jason try this. And it was 3/8, and I says, no, I can't use 3/8. I need a radial pin. So he went back, switched it out. Well, he had taken the 3/8 and put it on my name tag, and that's why he sent it to me, because I ended up buying it. He let me play the team event with that pie wood out of the radial, but for some reason, I mean, I literally could have played with, it was so snug on my pin, I could have left it a 1/4 inch open and still hit like it was closed all the way. It was just a super snug fit on the radial.
Nice.
I don't know if Miguel's was, I have a brass radial that Miguel used, and it might be plated, might be a little bit bigger. I know Miguel.
I see.
Miguel live cuts all of his threads. He doesn't tap them. They're all live cut on his lathe.
Okay.
He's if you want to see one of Miguel's cues, Justin Rutledge, if he's still around here today, he shoots with one of Miguel's recent cues, and it is a really pretty piece of work. He puts a lot of love into making a cue. He goes around and spends weeks with the best cue makers around and learns all the little tricks, and he just throws some great Filipino love into the cue making. Val and I both have a cue on order from him.
Okay.
It might take him 2 years. He works on a tugboat in Alaska, so occupies quite a bit of time.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's not like he's ready to step full time into making cues.
Yeah, it's a big commitment. There's
It
a
is.
lot of time and attention to detail that goes into cue making. My brother-in-law is also a cue maker, Sheldon LeBeau, out of Oregon.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, Sheldon.
yeah. Everybody gives me that look when I tell them it's my brother-in-law.
That's cool.
A lot of people don't know that, I guess, but yeah, he's been married to my sister for like 30-something years, so
Cool.
I know him pretty well. Great cue maker.
Are you from Oregon?
Well,
Originally, or?
both Oregon and Washington, let's say. I spent like half of my youth in Washington and half in Oregon, and then came back to Washington. So, yeah, I've bounced around a little bit. But, yeah, I want... do we have the score right? Yeah, we do have the score right.
5-3.
Yeah, 5-3. Yeah, I really want to get an Evo Sports cue made. I want to have a one-of-a-kind custom Evo cue.
Nice.
Just all black,
Okay.
maybe Coca-Cola or something,
Okay.
and just with the Evo Sports logo in the bottom.
And who are you going to contract to throw that together for you?
I'll probably Sheldon. Yeah, it'll probably be Sheldon.
That'd be a project you'd probably really take on with a full-hearted love.
Yeah,
I
it
mean-
would be easy because no points. I don't want any points, nothing. Just a solid black cue, no wrap, just straight black carbon fiber. I think that would look
Okay.
super cool.
Miguel's in a process of making him and I mean, he approached me and asked if I'd be his guinea pig for a carbon fiber jump brake cue. And he says, I'll only charge you $400. And I said, okay. I already gave him $200. But when he gets back, I mean, I've already got to go up and hit with it. The joints aren't completely finished, cut down.
Yeah.
But he's trying to, because I don't want a brake cue that's heavy. He's looking for his going to be about
Sweet shot
19
there.
ounces. That was a really nice shot.
Yeah. Yeah, a really good shot to get around all the traffic and even around the two ball.
Oh, good line on the 3 here.
Yeah.
Now, what's he going to do?
Yeah, I feel like Luis is smelling the blood in the water like a shark that he is.
He is. Wow, look at the draw shot on that and the control. Bless you.
I hit the mute button just in time for that sneeze. Thank you. Allergies, man.
Oh, yeah. I take an allergy pill every morning.
Oh, God. I left my house and there's just pollen floating everywhere
Oh.
in the air. You can just see it, floating around in the air. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be bad.
I was actually, I do a lot of business with Joe Landy
Yeah.
up north. He orders all the stuff I need for cues and all my table work and stuff. And I was leaving his house the other day and his FedEx truck hit a tree. And all this yellow dust just
Oh, yeah.
just powder puffed everywhere. I was just like,
Yeah.
wow.
The wind blows, you get out to your car, and the car's got yellow dust all
a
over it.
little bit of draw to try to
Yeah, I was
push
looking
the
at
9
this.
a little.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he wanted to be another foot down.
He's going to draw and bump the 9. Nope. He's going to bump the
Ooh.
9 with short side. This is going to get a little funny.
This would be a heck of a shot. That's dangerous.
Yeah, I think he's okay because the cue ball's got a long distance. He got 13 feet.
Yeah.
13 feet of space to get.
Still, what
A
a
decent
cut
shot on the
this
10.
would be.
Yeah,
It's really close.
I think it's fine. I don't think he's in trouble at all here. Because it's the natural for the cue ball, and the cue ball's got so much distance to stop.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? 13. You have 13
yeah,
feet, right? You have
exactly.
7 feet one way and 6 feet the other from that angle.
What a shot.
He barely didn't
Oh, yeah.
overroll that, but good shooting.
Good
from
match here from Luis
And
Orellana.
Oriana, and he's going to move to the hot seat.
Match.
He's going to be playing the winner between Stan Taranjo and
Dan Louie.
Dan Louie. Yeah, so
I hope that match comes up here next. I wonder if we could request that.
and Clay's going to try to set up some.
I mean, I think Deb would want to have.
Oh, Clay's setting up
the-
this safety.
Okay.
This is the safety that he missed earlier. He's setting it up again, the exact same safety, and he's like, well, "How did I?" He's wondering, "How did I miss that safety?"
Exactly.
Because for him, that safety getting behind the 10 should have been automatic.
Yep.
And he missed the 10 completely. And he's doing it over and over
There it
again,
is.
like good players do.
Yep.
You'll see every good player in this room after they lose a match to set up, whatever shot
Yeah.
that they missed over
That
and
pivotal,
over again.
where they think the pivotal point miss was.
Right, and that was a huge error. I feel like because he had the chance to run it out. I'm gonna have to ask him after that.
Well, hi Stan. Did they bring you guys over here?
Oh, we got a treat here.
Hi,
we're
Nikki.
gonna get to see Stan Taranjo
Yep. It's like
and
Stan and Dan are going to be playing.
Stan and Danny. Guys, share this stream. This is going to be fun to watch.
You don't get to see this caliber of play on stream that often, repeatedly. So probably tomorrow we'll probably have a majority of the matches,
What is,
the end matches.
What is Stan's Fargo here?
Stan Tarango,
Oh, it's right here.
724.
724. I should have just looked at the screen.
That's what it's there for.
Yeah. And world champion Dan Louie. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, did Dan Louis win a U.S. Open once? Where's Dan? Lewis walked off with his case and left his cue sitting there.
Oh man, we're in for a treat. This is just action, best match after best match over here on the stream table. We got about 30 live viewers. Guys, hit that share button. Pacific Northwest going to want to watch this. World champion Dan Louie from World Championship in 1976, by the way, is when he defeated
76.
Mike Siegel and got his world title. In 1976, he was 22 years old. And sorry, Dan, I just gave away your age. I know you don't like that. But I tell you what, these guys are good. These guys are good friends. They've been around for a long time. They know each other real well. And Stan a lot of times stays at Dan's house, when he comes down. And they're about the same age. Well, I think Dan is 73 and Stan is 70. So these guys play at an incredibly high level for we get older, right? I'm not saying that they're, old or whatever, but as you get older, it's harder to stay in top form.
Yes,
right?
it is.
But both of these players, they live really healthy lifestyles.
Yes,
they get
they do.
out, they exercise.
Well,
It gives me hope that
Dan
in 20
Louis
years
had-
from now, I'll still be.
Dan Louis had a physical condition, didn't he? A kidney dysfunction or something? I thought I heard somebody mention that Dan Louis lived with a physical condition for all his life.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but they're just getting warmed up. This is the players warming up, guys. So we haven't started the match yet, in case anybody's watching and is wondering what's going on. Chad Raswick says, "Holy 1998, Stan versus Danny. I'm 23 again." You were 23 in 1998. Let's see. Am I older than you, Chad? I guess I am. I guess I'm a little older than you. I was 23 in 1996. I got a couple years on you.
Well, they're over there talking about some cool shot that somebody made. I want to hear what's going on. You want to listen like a fly on the wall.
See, this isn't a fair fight because, Stan comes with cheerleaders. He's got Nikki over here cheerleading. It's not a fair fight.
No.
Sure you are. Sure you are. I know you do.
Nice.
I saw that. Yeah. So.
Did you learn something, Nikki?
Nikki says Nikki and Dan played a match earlier, and Dan won, and afterwards was giving her lessons for like a half an hour on the tables. So
Yeah, you take those.
she
You
says
always
she's
take
rooting
those
for both
lessons.
players. Yeah.
No. Oh yeah. Yep. No. You work on it, work on it, work on it. Work ethic pays off.
All right, I'm going to have to hit the share button now. I'm going to get into this action. Let's copy this link.
Share.
I'll put it on my Facebook, see if we can get a couple more viewers.
Oh. Do you want to hop back on, Greg? I probably shouldn't eat while I'm on the mic. All right. Stan and Dan getting warmed up here, getting ready to play a match. This will be a race to 6. This is the other semifinal match. We just watched Luis Rios. I cannot pronounce his last name. Venezuelan gentleman. Put on a pretty good show. Beat Clay Belvoir. Clay Belvoir should drop down to the 5th, 6th round in the B side. And I watch these guys shoot, and they just make it look so effortless.
Yeah. This is a good match. Two great players, good people, real familiar with each other's games.
Oh, yeah.
The edge goes to Stan here. Obviously, the Fargo rate is, about a 50-point difference. But in a race to 6 on a bar box, anything can happen.
Dan Louis, still Dan Louis.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So Dan getting some warm-up strokes in.
Oh, Greg steps right up. All right. Greg's making introductions with Stan Tarango.
Yeah, I
back there?
had the pleasure of live streaming Stan's finals match in the Northwest Open a couple years ago. He was in the finals, he won it, and after he won, and we brought him into the booth for an interview afterwards. And I asked him, I said, so a lot of players, they get a little older, and their skills start to decline. But you seem to be still, hitting it at a high level. And it's like, what's your secret? And he says, well, I had a carrot juice this morning. So, you know what I mean? He's like, I like to go hiking. I get, he gets outside. He
posts
these
up
guys
quite
are
a few.
outdoors. He doesn't drink. He doesn't, he lives a healthy lifestyle. And it's like, guys, if you want longevity in your game and in life in general, and you want to be healthy, stay healthy, exercise, eat right,
I could exercise.
Well, we all could, it's like, because pool is such a, indoor sport, you gotta get out and get that outdoor time. And
Yeah, Val and I have talked about it. We need to do a little more hiking, check some more stuff out. We like to go on nature drives and stuff like that. Now we just need to drive to a little hiking trail and take the time to hike a couple miles.
Yeah, it's a perfect area for it. I mean, we live in the beautiful Pacific Northwest, and I feel like every day, especially when the weather is like it is, it's hard to be inside right now. I got to be honest. It's so beautiful of an area. There's so many things to see, so much nature here. I mean, I spent time in Arizona and Texas. You know, I lived probably 10 years away from the Northwest in Arizona and Texas, and in that time, and then when I came back, I had a new appreciation for what we have here. You know, it just gave me. I used to take it for granted because I grew up here and I lived here my whole life. And then when I moved to Texas and Arizona and spent 10 years away, I came back and I was like, oh my God, forest. Oh my God,
Right.
you know, like this is so. And you know, waterfalls everywhere, and you know, just so much wildlife and.
I think
Everything
Washington
going on.
has more landscape to offer than any 3 places in the world. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
We have 2 full mountain ranges, a high arid desert, the coastline, the Puget Sound, the islands. I mean, there's not a whole lot you can say. I think one of the prettiest airplane rides was coming out of Bellingham to go to SeaTac. You fly right over the sound and the islands all the way down. It was just wonderfully beautiful. Got to have a window seat. Danny trying to get his table speed down. I wonder if how Chohan's doing at Buffalo's.
Yeah, I don't know. I could look it up and see.
I don't even know where my
I
phone
have the
is.
bracket.
I never even got to see the bracket.
Let's open up a new tab.
Oop, they're flipping.
Oh, they're flipping the coin and not lagging? Okay. He doesn't let it land.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, these guys, good friends and good opponents. And Dan Louie wins the coin toss. And the first
Whoa.
break.
Oh, that's my
The binoculars or something?
That's a fan.
Oh, okay.
That's
I'll
the
just
first
leave it
thing
at-
I said too. Is those binoculars or something?
No, it's
He said he was all hot back here, but I was getting chills. You can't see around Stan?
You know, Stan's so fast.
Right. Stan lives a highly healthy life too.
So, the Buffalo's one pocket tournament that's happening right now. Where are we at here?
Josh Filler's on the point.
Yeah, Josh Filler has won the hot seat. He defeated Tony Chohan 5-1,
Wow.
and Josh Filler is in the hot seat, waiting for his opponent to come up from the B side. And on the B side, in the Buffalo's one pocket, you've got Sky Woodward is waiting for the winner between Shane Van Boning and Roberto Gomez.
Oh boy.
And Roberto Gomez and Shane are tied 4-4. It's hill.
Wow.
So there's got some good one pocket action going on in Louisiana right now at Buffalo's.
Pardon me, folks, but that's a stream I want to watch.
Which is probably why we only got 30 live viewers here, because
Yep.
there's about 80 of the Northwest
Uh-huh.
pool players that are. But the nice thing about 2025 is we all have multiple devices, guys. You can have your iPad on Buffalo's. You can got your iPhone. You got your TV, your smart
Yep.
TV with your YouTube app on it. On this one, whatever you want, right? I know a lot of my friends. They watch multiple games on multiple devices. All right, so
Interesting break here from
yeah.
Danny.
break did not.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
It was dry,
He's gonna
right?
push. Huh?
Yeah, it was a dry break, and he's got to push out.
He's going to push the 8 into the 5?
I think so. Yeah, just tie up the 8 and 5, make things tough. And Danny's got a chance to play safe here if he can come up underneath the 3.
I think that's the shot. Come under the 3.
Yeah, and then go. Yeah, that's
the
what he's
one behind the
that,
4?
That line exactly that he's looking at right there. That's where he wants to go with this. Oh man, I cannot draw. Oh, that is tough. That is tough to draw. Let me get that off the screen. But
It is tough.
yeah,
And for your viewers, though, don't think that
yeah.
that's
and
exact
bring it,
pattern
he wants
the
to bring
ball's
the cue
going.
ball this path. That's where he wants the cue ball so he can get in. He wants. Here's the position window,
It's
right?
an etch-a-sketch for commentators.
Yeah, sorry guys, I'll get my terrible artwork off the screen, but he has got to get behind that 3. If he bumps the 3, it's lights out.
Well,
from this point.
Depending on where the 1 goes.
Yeah, didn't want to bump that 3, but you're right. Depends on where the 1 goes. He did hit it at the speed that gave him the back door.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, had he hit the right angle, the speed was still kind of there. I think the 1 would have been down a little further, but more in a straight line, and the cue ball went between the 3-2 and the 2-10.
Yeah, it's possible he might have actually been playing for the bump on the 3 now that I
Maybe.
look at it. And if he knew that he can get the 1 ball behind the 4, that was just a touchy shot, though. Kudos to
Real touchy.
Yeah, kudos to Dan if that's what he was trying to do.
I think this is your kick and stick. Kind of hard to stick it on the 4 from here, but yeah, he's going for a side pocket kick here. Okay.
Yep.
Close.
Yep, good kick and stick. Good
Close.
speed.
Good separate. Got a little edge of the 1 to see.
Yeah. Let's see. Maybe we got another camera angle. We'll go look at the other camera just to see what it looks like.
There it is.
See if we can get a better view on that 1 ball, but not sure if that really helps. Looks like he can see a piece of it. We'll try to get safe.
Nice. You need some speed.
Yes.
Need some speed.
Get behind the 7,
That's
maybe.
pretty darn close there. I think there still might be a peaky there.
Let's check it. Let's check the other camera again. See.
Okay. Can you see the 1? Yeah. I'm sending our Greg zoom out.
We have a spotter.
No, he can't.
He has to masse around the 7.
Wow.
And he does successfully, and he hides the cue ball pretty well. Look at this.
That was a really nice little shot.
Yeah, let me see again. Does Dan have the window to get through here and come in and just bump this?
You could masse around the 10 and still get a hit on the 1.
I think he's got room to do it without masse, actually.
You might.
It's hard to tell for sure, but, I mean...
He's certainly looking at it. Oh.
Okay. Well, this is going to be... If he goes here, he's looking at 2 rails. Let's go back to the side view, because that's probably the better view to see that 2-rail shot.
Yep, from here. Oh, he's going to hit it.
He's got
But
the hit.
he's going to leave it.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Well,
So now the
No.
the move by Stan earlier to tie up the 5-8 is now going to be his problem to deal with.
yes, it is. I was thinking the same thing.
But he had to do it. That's what you have to do on a push out. You got to tie something up. That's always a good idea.
Oh, Stan says, dang it, I'm not tall enough for that.
Is he getting his
I
extension?
think he's grabbing an extension, I
Yeah.
think.
Unless you want to do the old Daniel Sardoncilio behind the back move,
Behind your back jump shot,
Yeah.
dart jump out of
Really?
Saw that
never
last
tried
night.
that one. I would like to see this one.
Yeah, we saw one of those we saw one of those behind the back shots from James DeVee last night against Stephen Folan in the Chalkbox match that I streamed last night, and he had I said, is he going to get the extension or is he going to go behind the back? And sure enough, he went behind the back and no problem. Some players don't do that though. It takes a little bit of flexibility to contort your body a little bit in that way.
I used to do that, and I forgot about even trying to do that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, you'll see Daniel Sardoncilio does it a lot. He's very comfortable with it, and he does
Well,
it pretty accurately.
To be completely honest, if you can shoot pool with one hand, you can learn how to shoot some shots with your other hand. And it's quite handy to be able to shoot some easy little shots, little stop shots, and small shape shots with your
True.
opposite hand. It is so handy.
If you practice it. Well,
Yep.
what are we doing with this 5-ball, Jason?
Well,
Are you going to try to break it out with the 4? Because if he does a stop shot on the 3, he could get perfect position
either
to
that
hit the
or
4 and come into the 5-8.
he could play for the bank,
Yeah, I think he's going.
but
for
I
the
think he's going for the bump.
I think he's going for the breakout. I think he wants to come underneath the 8.
Slide behind it.
Yeah, and break out the 5 from that way. Because I think if he comes into the 8, it gets really unpredictable if he comes full into the 8. He wants to get to the underneath side of it. Oh, he got the
Oh,
5.
he just kisses the 5 open.
That's
Well, he left him bank shot.
safety. It's got to be a safe. But where?
Where? Do you bank the 5, Z bank it, and try to get the Q on the 8? Can you even get that from there?
I wouldn't because, well, it would be a decent 2-way because if you make the 5, you still have the 6. It's not a bad 2-way to Z-bank the 5 and try to bring that cue ball to a position that is, right in here.
Yeah.
Ah, that's awful. In that area, I'll just draw an X. Like, if you can get the cue ball here and Z-bank the 5, that's not bad because if the 5 goes in,
You're still looking at the
you're
6.
still looking at the 6. That's not a bad strategy.
No.
It's just stun follow, right? I mean, just a little stun follow to get
Exactly.
you there.
Get the 5 to jump out of the way and a little
it's
bit
not,
of.
not a bad 2-way. He goes for the straight bank, and he plays the 2-way that way to use the 7. That's a good
Wow.
2.
Well, that could have went wrong.
It could have, but the 7 was big with where he got. And if he makes the bank, he's out, right?
Absolutely.
So, good shot from Stan.
And he leaves a jump shot. So,
Yeah.
all in all, he maintains fairly good table control, which I find is more important in most of our Q games. Table control
for
is
sure.
huge. He's kicking. I figured he'd jump this.
Yeah, we got about 40 live viewers watching. Hit us up in the chat. Let us know.
Viewers, who all's out there?
Yeah, how far are we reaching? I'm curious. You guys
Yeah,
just in the northwest, or are you outside of the area?
There was a gentleman from North Carolina that was watching James and
Nice.
Steven play.
Okay, so Dan with the failed jump shot, going to give Stan ball in hand.
And this should be fairly routine where the balls are at. We always say it's fairly routine, and then I go up and try to attempt it. Come to the realization after my dad moved up in 2019. I spent a lot of time with the last few years with my father. A lot of stuff that we just never did, never talked about. We did. It's not like I wouldn't trade a world championship or a Moscone Cup ability.
Oh, yeah.
for the time I got to spend with Dad.
Of course, yeah.
But the time away from serious competition, I mean, all these guys that are up at 630s to 660s now, I was playing with these guys and playing well with them. But just the lack of play, and then Dad passed, and then we took care of my aunt for a little while, and it just, the whole focus on life is not where
there's
it
no
was.
doubt. And pool is such a difficult game.
Oh God!
That if you don't constantly play all the time, it's hard to stay. It's hard to stay real sharp, because I tell you what, the players are getting better. All
Yes,
the players
they are.
around you are getting better.
Yep.
And if you're just staying the same,
You're
it's
falling
like,
behind.
it feels like you're getting worse, right? Good
Just
out
tell
from
me I got to
Stan.
utilize the table at home.
All right, so Stan takes the first rack down
Yep.
and gets the break. So he breaks the serve.
And has an opportunity, if he breaks and runs, to be up 2-0.
Yeah, Tim, you're right. I've been staying pretty busy. I just can't stay away, man. I'm a pool junkie. I can't help it. And then I came in here and they roped me into give me a headset. But no,
It wasn't hard.
I
Handed him
know.
beer.
I love it. It's not hard. It's not hard. I'm a fan, because I'm going to be sitting there watching these and commentating to the guy next to me anyway.
Oh,
So I might as
absolutely.
well be have a headset on and talk to you guys, because I enjoy watching the game so much. And
Commentating is just like bullshitting about
Yeah.
two pros playing. Just
Exactly.
a couple of buddies drinking beer on the couch going,
Exactly.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
what do
my-
you think he's going to do here?
This is my happy place, man. It's always good when the people in the chat get involved too. It always makes it more entertaining. Any predictions on this match, you guys?
Yeah.
Who do you like? I mean, obviously Stan's the Fargo favorite.
Stan was down on a couple of matches.
What a
he came
break,
back.
man.
Wow.
That is
Monster.
a monster break. Stan, do you see how that cue ball just stuck in the center of the table?
Uh-huh.
And the balls behind the head ball go right towards the side pockets. He got one of them in. Unfortunate that the one rolled all the way down to the rail, so maybe he hit it a touch harder than he wanted to.
Yeah, could have got kissed too.
Yeah, it's hard to get the 10-ball breakdown, but Stan does a great
I
job.
think it's my weakest break.
Most people, yeah.
I mean, it's very similar to the 8-ball break, but the 10-ball break needs a little bit different pop. I don't know.
It is.
Know what it is. And I've broken second ball playing 8-ball for many, many years. The head ball, I always gave up the ghost. I gave out run out after run out after run out by dry breaking off the head. And I just stopped doing it. I went to the second ball break, and there's 3 variations off the second ball break.
Oh, I was
Ooh.
going to say, is it going to hang up or not? And it does not hang up. So
No.
Dan with a chance to tie the score with a run out. A little bit of connect the dots here, I
Yeah.
think. 1, 2, 3, and then you got the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
He's
So
got to either play the
there's
one in the
nothing in
side or
trouble.
the corner.
the 6 to the 7, just because the 9 blocks the pocket for the 7, is going to be the one that you have to really stay focused on getting correct on the 6, so that you can make sure to get on the other side of the 7, right?
Well,
That I already look at, like, I'm trying to look ahead at what the problem is going
about
to be.
that. He's going to play just the containment. You could take the one in the side and bump the 7 up, so the shape to it's a lot easier.
Oh, that's an interesting idea, actually. That's a good
with the ball and handle
observation,
you're at,
right?
You have that opportunity.
Yep. If you bump the 7 up, it makes it a bit easier. But I think he's comfortable with getting from the 6 to the 7.
Yeah. I don't think he's too worried about it.
Yeah, because of where the 3 is, he can kind of get where he wants on the 6, and then that allows him to get to the other side of the 7. But that's
He's just a stop shot and come across with the 3 after the 2.
yeah. Yeah, I think he's just going to roll this ball, get a nice little angle on the 6, get to the other side of the 7. I'm not sure if the 7
Try
plays
to come
easily.
up toward the spot.
The 7,
he wants to come up above. Okay.
yeah, the 7 plays pretty easy to the side pocket.
Well, yeah, it does. When I look at it
it's
off the
not
table,
bad.
it does.
Yeah, it's not bad at all to the side. So, he wanted to be above the 6.
Exactly, that's what I-
okay. Because he
Yeah.
was pointing there. Is that what you
Yeah.
were saying? I missed that.
I thought he would like you come up short of the 10 and then play the 2 rails to that. But
This is actually nice because this gives him the opportunity to, use the natural. Well, the 8 ball does kind of. In my line, the 8 ball gets in the way. But let's see if he can avoid the 8 ball here.
he did.
He does. He gets
bounce
all
off
the
the
way.
bottom rail. Come on, bounce, bounce, bounce. There, that's controllable.
Yeah, he's got
Tiny
his,
little off angle on the 7 in the side leads to the 8 in the side.
and if he doesn't like the 7 in the side, he's got
You
the
go
corner.
down with it.
Yep. Options here.
3-4 inches off the rail, I think is
Yeah,
okay.
I feel like side pocket is the right play. It's just less you have to do with the cue ball. Nope.
He still plays side pocket shape with it though. Oh,
I like commentating players that point their cue where they're going to go, so that we know what they're doing. So
Well,
like here,
yeah.
he says, "Here's where I'm going to put the cue ball," and he actually did. He actually did point his cue right. I think he pointed his cue right here. So he's pretty close to where his target was.
I think this works a little bit better. He has the 1 rail follow angle better from here. Oh. And he went out and crushed it. Side pocket.
Yeah, he
All
kind
day
of lifted up his hand there, saying, "I was actually."
Oh, yeah.
I think he was.
I think he wanted about 2 feet shorter.
Yeah. Normally, you don't set up for the money ball in the side pocket.
No.
You normally set it up for the corner, so he did overrun that. But that's okay. There's 6 pockets on the table for a reason. You got to use them all. And Dan Louie ties the score.
1-1. Andy has the break. He could go up 2-1 here off of that one mistake.
Yeah. And this is Patrick Nix and Jason Fick commentating. We're calling it Fick and Nix.
This is the Fick and Nick show.
The Fick and Nix show.
Have you the WNT channel? As I've canceled my Daisy N. They got rid of the snooker too. That was one of the main reasons. I like to watch snooker. I love watching Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Do you? Okay.
I mean, he's the youngest and the oldest to win a world championship.
Is that right?
Yeah, I was watching that, and I said, really? He's the oldest also? He's a hell of a player. I mean, that guy comes up with some really good safe play. Hey, he is the bad boy of pool, though.
I would love to see more crossover between snooker and pool, meaning it would be neat to see, like, professional. Oh, there's a scratch on the break from Dan. That's going to cost him dearly.
Let's see where that
because,
2 ends up.
Yeah, this is not good.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be good.
2 to the 3 could be a problem, though, because of the congestion in the area. You see Stan is already looking at that. He's looking at where he wants to be on the 2. He wants to be really in this area, I think, for the 2 ball so that he can draw it or get a little slight angle to get something going.
No, I think you need to take the 3 in this lower corner if you're not bumping balls.
Well, how do you get from the 2 to the 3 to get the 3 in the bottom left corner? That's the question.
I looked over there. There's room to be above this way and come back out.
Okay.
But the 6 is watchable, but you have to come out above.
All right.
Toward the 7 line.
I'm predicting he gets position in this area here. That's what I like.
Close.
Yeah.
Is he going to punch out? What's he going to do?
No, he's going
follow
top.
around?
He's going top. Yep.
Oh, he did. He moved the 8 ball out of the way.
Beautiful
'Cause the
shot.
3 goes past the 9. There's room for the 3 to slide
Yeah,
in.
boy, Danny cannot scratch on break. That just does not work.
And for years, I watched Dan Louie have the most wonderful break. I thought it was really cool when Paul Marquez made his FTMF shirts, and he did the Dan Louie edition with the silhouette of
I
Louie
love
breaking.
that logo.
That's so cool.
I love. That is the best logo ever.
I even talking for 10 people come back. They're just 1-1. They are fighting.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah,
They're giving us something to commentate about, I'll tell you that.
yeah. It's been a good match, and
It's the 3s and 4s going on.
I'm gonna shout out to you, Greg Jensen, because man, I got to tell you, in pool, and when you're in a pool match, it's all about staying the course and perseverance, and you showed that this weekend with the situation that you were in, setting up everything and doing all the work that you put in, and then having your car broke into and shit stolen from you. Yeah, man. Shout out to you for persevering, because you didn't just pack up and go home and say I'm done. You said we're going to still make it happen, and you did.
Well, no,
That's right.
No.
So
I'm very glad you did. I didn't want to give up myself, but I wanted to be here for
I'm glad
this.
to have some support from some awesome
Yeah.
people that are here to do the best they can with these situations.
well, I tell you, when I heard that from you, and I like, just tell me what I need to do. I'll be here to help out.
Yeah, you want to do a lot. You just did about 3 inches of work.
Right.
It was enough.
3 inches of work, which is a little adapter that you needed, but yeah, no, I mean, you didn't even need me. You would have been fine without me. You would have been fine without me.
You brought a little more magic to the situation of disasters.
Yeah.
I appreciate you so much, guys.
All right. Stan Tarango goes up 2-1 on Dan Louie here.
So
It's nice that you guys get to come in here as well as you and Jason Figg got to meet each other, commentate together.
yeah, well, we had met before.
Yeah, we met once before.
Yeah.
We get to commentate together. We commentate together before.
Yeah,
So,
but
so we've grown another loop in the community of commentators in the area here, and it's so enlightening and positive out of such a dark moment.
yeah, no, Jason and I had met before, but we've never had the Fick and Nix show yet. So
Yeah.
now
This is our
now
first
we've got
opportunity.
Now we've got Fick and Nix. So
When I did this last year, I was 3 days talking mostly by myself. A couple other people would step in for a little bit, but you just blows your voice completely out. So
Oh, yeah.
You're coming in tomorrow to the last day. I support it 100%, and I support good commentators doing good commentator work,
Well-
just like you do, Patrick. That's why I'm in Eagle Sports, and now you're in Distinguished Billiards here. So we bumped uglies together.
Ooh. Ugly bumping.
shout out to Distinguished Billiards, guys. Greg Jensen doing a great job, putting in all the hard work, man. Make sure to hit the like and the subscribe button on the YouTube channel, because that really helps out the channel. So, like, guys, if you like this content, hit subscribe. What a break from Stan Tarango. He has got that
Wow.
break down good, man. I mean, look at this.
Drop pocketed 3 balls.
I tell you what, Dan Louie's got no chance if he's scratching on the break and Stan is breaking like that. That's not.
It's not a good combination.
It's going to be all Stan in this match, and
Man show.
that break. Yeah, you're not beating that break right now. If he can harness that one and pull that off consistently, you're not winning.
You know what my mantra is? I'm a champion for whoever's at the table.
Yep.
So it's always sometimes I'm talking to the person because I like them, but I like them because they're shooting at the table right now.
I'm just saying, nobody.
It's up there. I'm going to support them.
No one's going to beat that break in an alternate break format. No one's beating that break right there. He hit it absolutely as good as you possibly can.
Nice spread, got shape on the one.
Better yet, he got shape on the 2.
Oh, he potted the one, got to the two. All right, fantastic. I didn't see the whole thing because
I turned my head.
And guys, Distinguished Billiards got 183 subscribers. Let's get that up to 200. So if everybody hits the subscribe button on the YouTube channel right there, you also get notified when you go live. So make sure to hit subscribe.
yeah, we'll be
That's
live,
a help.
We'll be live again tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wrapping this up and then doing the 525 and under.
I love YouTube because I just subscribe to the channels I like, and then when they go live, I get a little notification, and I'm like, oh, cool, this is on. You know, makes it super easy.
Stan working a very precise little.
I get the ever moving roll of Elo Sports stuff going live. And but you know, if I got time every now and then one comes up and it's like, oh, I want to watch these players, and then I sit down and take a few minutes and watch where I can.
And Stan Taranjo with the break and run to go up 3-1. And Danny says, you're good. Let's give that one to Stan, and it's 3-1. And Danny's break, he's got to. So literally, Danny has, in the last 2 racks, has had a scratch on break, and that's all he had. Mm-hmm. So the scratch on break was a run out from Stan, and then a break and run from Stan. So you have to, yeah, you got to break good.
We've had 6 and 7 players. I think that was the first break run today. Show you how hard a breaker run gets.
That we've seen on stream?
Oh no, we saw a couple with Luis Ariano and Clay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I didn't see those, but before those ones, I guess.
That's surprising.
I know. I'm surprised.
So Greg is saying that there hasn't been too many break and runs that we've seen in this tournament. That surprises me. The level that's here on these, you know, I expect break and run maybe 1 out of 3 breaks from this level. 1 out of 2, 1 out of 3 to be break and runs.
There's been some missed shades and then safeties.
Yeah, but you know, if things get a little funny after the break, they're smart enough to know how to play the safety really well. So Dan really puts down a good break here, but gets unfortunate, doesn't get a look at the 1. But you see the cue ball movement on Dan's break versus the cue ball movement on Stan's break, right? Sorry. Yeah, I do get a little bit loud. Sorry, the players actually could hear us. So
tone it down.
Yeah, we got a little slap on the wrist from the players. We are kind of close to the action. I got to remember that. I told you I get a little animated.
Yeah, I try to keep it hush, Tony. That's why I try
Yeah.
to keep it a little bit high.
All right. Yeah, I am a loud person.
It was a lot
Yeah.
better before with the mic set up because I could isolate it closer.
Yeah.
And then you can talk at this level. And it's
Because I can't hear myself, I tend to talk a little bit louder. So sorry to the players. I apologize, but
We're gonna have to bring our little cover.
I
here.
hate that, man. I hate that
You know,
when
though,
players can hear me.
Have you ever thought about like sound blankets in a little PVC room?
Well, I think it's because I'm trying to talk to you and that you're over there, and so I'm speaking louder so that you can hear me. And
You guys want to sit and talk for a bit?
but like really, it's yeah. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Now let's see what Stan does with this little push out from Danny. Yeah. It sucks when you get silenced a little bit by the
So
players.
he's calling the kick, the one rail kick to the corner.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty close to simultaneous. He's holding out his hand saying, what do you think, Dan? It was very, very close to...
I think the 7 came backwards off of the kick.
Yeah, that was very close to a foul, but
I think
I don't know if we really know. They're going to ask us if we can replay it. You know, let me actually... Yeah, let me show you guys, and you guys can decide.
If I were to call it on ball action,
Hold on, I'm gonna go in slow and put it in. Let's go.
We're doing a small
Hold on.
replay here for the players on that last shot.
Playback speed 0.25, so that way you can see it a little bit slower. And then let me zoom in.
Yeah, and look good.
Cool. Okay. So slow-mo replay determines the players decided that it did hit the one ball first.
So I think we just made up for our little bit of loudness.
Yeah. I've done that a couple of times before, so it's always helpful to have YouTube to kind of take a look at it because it's too hard for the players to really know if it actually hit first, so.
Well, yeah, you're hitting that for a kick and stick. And that was the one nice thing about technology
Yeah.
and the videos. We can actually take a peek and slow it down and see, oh, no, this is what happened.
And the one thing that I've learned is I never want to make the call. Oh, what a beautiful shot from Dan. Oh, man, he got in there nicely, didn't he? He just
There's a
tucked it
tiny
right
space
in there.
on the 5.
He tucked it right in there good. One thing I've learned is that I never want to make the call. Like if they want me to watch it, I will not watch it. I'll show it to them and say, you guys make the call. Here's the video. You guys decide. Because
No, I understand that.
I don't want to be.
If they'd asked me to
I'm
walk
not a
up
ref,
there
So
and ref,
what a great safety
That was a
from
great
Dan,
shot.
man. I mean,
I automatically I knew that was a good hit. Just the direction of the 7 ball after the touch on the 1. Anything coming down into that 1, that 7's going to be perpendicular with the rail.
agreed.
Or downhill.
He did want to make sure, and I understand that too.
Oh, absolutely.
Because Stan was like, I don't know, and Dan was like, I don't know, so YouTube just played it back in 0.25 speed. On YouTube, you can change the playback speed, so it makes it a little easier to see. Two rails to kick at the 1. Oh,
Good hit.
what a great shot there.
What a good little touch shot right there.
Let's see. Can we see
Yeah.
that back? I missed it completely. I'm getting used to the replay tools here.
I need to do a little bit more commentating with you and learn a little bit more on this. Stan's going for a thin little spin shot here. Push the 7 up toward the 1 up toward the 7 and get the Q over here behind the 10-6.
Don't
and
think he
don't
made it.
think he got it.
No, he's left the edge, and leaving an edge is kind of a big deal in this format.
Do you, either one of you guys know who the gentleman playing Stephen Folan is? The guy with the handlebar mustache and a hat? Huh? Nick Kerr. Okay. Okay. But no, I was just curious. The face is kind of familiar. I just was curious. All right. Okay. All right. Cool. New face for me. Which is cool. So Stan showed Danny how that shot was supposed to happen. John Doherty. JD, he was a solid player. He was a hell of a gambler too. Did Danny call anything here, or is he just doing a roll-up?
No, I think he's just going for a safety here. Yeah, he just missed it. I think he just wanted to catch a little piece of that.
All right. Well, looking at the table layout here, this should be 4-1 in a second, or a minute.
Let's see, 2 to the 4.
Semi-difficult, but you still have.
At Stan's caliber, you're right. I think they're not really seeing any. There's no real issues here.
No, he's a little drawback if he's straight in.
In some of the other live matches that are happening right now, Randy Camanteague is playing Shu Chang Chow. Sean Lewis is playing Joe Spence. Stephen Folan playing Nicholas Kerr. That match is tied 1-1.
Yep.
And then you have this match, Stan Taranjo and Dan Louie.
Those should be all the matches being played right now. Now, are they going to play up to... So are they going to play the 5th, 6 matches? So they bring back the top 4. Okay, they bring back the top, because there's 2, 5, 6. 5, 6, 5, 6. So those 4, then the top 4 will be top 8.
So
we won't see the point match. That'll play. I'm sure that'll play tomorrow. No reason to play that tonight, because I'm sure these guys are going to want to play the point match and then have the other matches right there. Wow.
nice draw shot from Stan.
Oh.
And you're right, Jason. I think this is going to be 4-1. After the little safety exchange between the two players, Stan got the best of it, getting the ball in hand.
Stan is not playing any little dink shots. He's making sure his medium stroke is there and balls are going in the hole.
Yeah, a good point. Medium stroke is, you'll see that a lot from the good players in the room.
Yeah.
They hit with that medium stroke.
Yeah. It's not too often they do just a little layup
unless they
ball
have
speed
to.
shot, unless they absolutely have to. They want to use a rail, if not two.
Yeah. You'll see just most of their shots are between 4 and 6 on a power scale of 1 to 10. They stay within that 4 to 6 range because that's where you're most accurate. If you think of power as 1 to 10, 10 being like your brake power, you're trying to kill it, and 1 being like you're super slow rolling it, like lag speed or whatever, then you want to be playing most of your shots between 4 to 6.
Funny, Patrick brings up bank power. He needs to play with Dane Ireland.
Who's that?
Dane Ireland. He's a 6'7" Hawaiian, about 400 pounds up in our area. He comes over and plays. Played with him Thursday night to warm up on some 10 ball. He just laid waste to me. And he breaks about 25 to 30% power. And still that ball pops. Comes right off the center ball and pops straight up. Comes back down. He doesn't have to. He's just got such a long wingspan. And then he slip strokes. And gets that wrist action afterwards.
Okay.
He's a hell of a shooter.
Whoa.
He doesn't have his robustness up. He doesn't care about going to Lincoln City or anything like that. But he doesn't have enough robustness, so they can have him as 6'13".
Wow. Okay.
So play solid.
So Stan gets the cue ball on the rail and misses the 10 ball.
Yes,
cue ball on the rail can cause problems.
Okay.
And
Dan
Louie takes care of it. Yeah, so this is a
2 to
huge
3. Let's mark up Dan's score wherever.
Yeah, huge swing here.
Up.
Because we were
over.
we were already saying it was going to be.
I put my foot in my mouth. Commentator's curse.
Well, it looked like it. And then, when Stan got on the rail with the cue ball on the 10 ball, it's like you never know. You put the cue ball on the rail and anything can happen.
Was the 10 ball on the rail too? When he shot it?
No.
Was he a rail on the rail?
No, the 10 ball was, around the center where the rack is. And,
okay.
But the cue ball was on the rail, frozen to the rail, and that just caused him to. Just makes the shot so much harder when you can only see the top of the cue ball instead of the center of it.
Mm-hmm.
You get sometimes you get a little deflection. You get a little bit of a miscue sometimes. The tip of your cue slips a little bit off the ball, and it throws the angle off on you.
I've noticed watching these guys rack, at least with Stan, I'm noticing it. The head spot is the center ball is coming up to the top of the head spot, not the center of the head spot.
Yeah,
so if you look straight across, can't see it super well, but that head ball is a little bit forward of center of the head spot. I guess if they give you a spot that big, you can put it anywhere on there.
Let's see if Stan can break as good as he did on the last couple.
Yeah, because it's been amazing.
His cue ball has been perfect. Watch for that cue ball to rest in the center of the table. So just
Straight
like that.
up.
Look at that cue ball, like puts the brakes on, but this is dry. This is a dry break.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
a chance here.
boy, the 6 really thought. I thought the 6 was going to go in the side. I think he did too, but not quite. What time is it anyway? 8 o'clock. I might have to get going here pretty soon.
Well, you had
So it gets me to.
Chad Raswick and Zach Zeger were on their way up, weren't they?
Yeah. Oh, I see Zach is already here. I see him over there on table 1. I see the Evo Sports hoodie.
Oh, yep, there
There's
he
only a
is.
couple people that have that,
Okay.
and I know that's him. So
So he's
I
already
might
here.
I might actually cut out of this before the match ends, if you guys don't mind. I might.
Absolutely.
I gotta head up north, say hello to some people, and
No worries.
get
Thanks
out of
for
here.
being
But-
on with us,
Yeah,
Patrick.
so I'm gonna jump out, guys. Thanks for watching, but we're gonna bring Greg Jensen back in, and hope you guys enjoy the rest of the match, the rest of the night tonight. Peace out.
All right, Gregory Jensen back in the booth here. It was really a pleasure having Patrick Nixon here and having the Nick and Fix show, and it looks like they had a fantastic time with it. So, no, I'm good. I had a Caesar salad for dinner there. It was actually really good. I was actually quite pleased with the pleasantry of it. All right, so got this Pacific Northwest matchup continuing on here between two big-time PNW players. Dan Louie at the table here. Look at that one ball. Probably driving to the 2. He tried to drive to the 2. A lot of arm movement though coming through that stroke. If you let that thing go probably a little too much. But he got a little safe out of it though with that 8 ball. Yeah, he came out pretty clean with it. So pretty sure he. Yeah. All right. Well, you looks like he's he's gonna look at that kick bank going into that deal there. So that should look good for him. So staying T, kicking at the 1 ball. Playing the 6. Got the 6. Flirting with the pocket. Came out okay. Think he likes the back cut with this one, Jason Fick? I think he does. Cut that 1 ball right there in the side pocket. Just. Oh, no, I don't think it does either. I mean, it could, but it drops in the side pocket, and then I don't know if he wants to run into the 9 ball a little bit, maybe, and try to get shape on the 2, or if he's just got it figured out just right for himself. Kind of working with what he's going to do is going to be different than what different people might excel at seeing here. He says it goes past. He'd prefer it go past because then he can just elongate that connection time and then just get shape on the 2 ball. Just sends in there. Ooh, maybe he's going for the combo. I guess it's a safe, but I don't know if it's exactly safe. He can see a kick at it. He can see a kick at it no matter what. It kicks into the side pocket across the table. I don't think Dan Louis is scared of a single ball on the table, so he can just do really whatever he feels comfortable with. I feel like a 671 Fargo for Mr. Dan Louis low. And then he drills that thing in there. Gets a little under the 3 or the 5 ball. No, it's a 3 ball. Gets a little under the 3 ball for the 2. Gets a look at cutting the 2 though to the corner here. Only question is, what way is he going to get to the 3 here? Is he going to use the entire table? Just go big and bold with it? Yeah, no, he's doing exactly what I was anticipating, but I think he wanted to get through this angle right here and just go willy-nilly with the
Okay, I am
drawing
back.
situation there. Welcome back, Jason Fay.
Sorry, folks, I had to have a little bit of a snack.
Yeah. Guys got to eat from time to time. All right, so back bank is in the genre here, going this way and just curving around balls apparently with the mouse, but he's not doing that. Is he going this way with it now?
I don't know. He's got a lot of outside English.
He
on
does.
That. Oh, he's
just
playing
a
safe.
save. Just a save.
Wow,
It's a good
that's
save
a pretty
too.
good save.
I think looking at the side of the 7 ball,
7, yes.
yeah, it does look like there's probably room to touch the 3.
Is that a drink?
So touch 3 a little bit, right where the mouse cursor is there. If he can see that much of it. Almost if he can see that much of it, he can see the 4 going in. Does he want to risk all that?
No, he's jumping.
He's jumping?
Yep.
So we're going safe here. So he's going to want to get this 3 ball going over here. Something like that.
I'll lean over here and see if
Yeah.
what he's going to call here.
Yeah, we'll see what he's going to do with it here.
He's banking the 3 back by the 5.
Is he? Okay.
And then he kind of smirked and shook his head.
Well, at least he knows where he's at with the situation. Oh, he's talking about it with Dan Louis about what.
Yeah, he goes, if I call the 3, I'm going to make the 4. If I call the 4, I'm going to make the 3.
Yeah. How do I go about this outcome?
That was pretty classic.
Yeah, it really was. So. So he's jumping to impact. Ooh,
Foul.
yeah, foul. He got into the 6 ball there with that jump. Oh, and he moves the 9 out. Dan Louis has a chance to get in this
tie
thing.
this up. At
Yeah,
3-3.
yeah, he really could get into this game right now.
I got to work on keeping my tone down a little bit here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to keep my tone down as well.
Stephen Follen and Nicholas Kerr are tied at 2-2.
Oh, okay. Nicholas Kerr really bringing some action to Follen then.
Yeah, he was up 2-1.
Because I think Nick Kerr's Fargo is in the 500s. It could be a little higher, but... Let's go over here and look at the bracket and see.
Did that say that Nick Kerr was at a 529?
His Fargo's not very high. I've watched some of his matches and stuff. He can produce good shots and produce wins.
For a
I did.
529, he's hanging with some
I didn't see his name. Did you see it? Are they on the B side?
No. It was the one that showed all the live scores.
Oh, the live scores. Okay, yeah, back over here. Let's get back over there. That's probably the better way. Better place.
529.
Yeah, it's not very high, but he can produce wins. So he's on the road. I think he's doing like lots of road play. I think I've seen him stuff all around other places, but well,
That's
Dan,
wonderful, but he's playing in an open tournament with 650s and above here
yeah,
and competing.
yeah. So, her Dan made the 2 or the 4.
Yep. On to the
He's
5.
on the 5.
Left himself a little bit of stick hung here on the edge of the 7, but I think he's clean.
Is he going to come across for it or come through and down?
No, he might be following.
Yeah, I was wondering if he's going to follow about like
He
that.
jumped
A
up.
lot of body movement there
He did.
from
He
Dan
jumped
Lilly.
up. I've seen it all day.
Really? I wouldn't
I
expect
think
that
it might
to
have
continue.
Might have to do with his age.
Or just focus on, he's playing a long time playing partner sort of a situation, someone he's battled a lot. You get comfortable in those situations sometimes. What is there, 40 years of playing together or something between these two gentlemen? You get, comfortable when you play someone for that long. We've been playing together for 2 years now, Jason, and no matter what it is, we're pretty comfortable playing against each other.
Yeah.
No one's really sweating, and we're just working hard to try to make the other person's life difficult. And of course,
Battle buddy.
Yeah, battle buddy. And that's kind of what we're looking at some of here.
You know, I've made the suggestion to you, and I also made it to Riley Ward. And Riley's taking it to heart. I says, you need to find somebody that is as like-minded as you, around the same skill set, that wants to get better and they want to battle. You guys need to play sets after set after set with the whole goal to win. If you're playing for $20, I mean, you can get that in there. But he's taking it true to heart.
Nice
Wow,
draw.
did you see the draw out on that?
Yeah.
Dan Lewis says that's good. Our score is 4-2. Stan Tarango.
All right, thank you for updating the score there, Jason Fig. Or I can get over there and do it too.
I do like this natural order of things. Look, over and down. Oh, up to the screen. Over. Oh my God, it's just like it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I like Patrick. He knows this computer stuff pretty well.
Patrick has spent a lot more time with computers than me. I'm better at problem solving and creating outcomes that produce what I need them to produce.
Pacific Northwest Pool, or is that Pacific Northwest Women's Pool?
I think it's just Pacific Northwest Pool, talking about everything we're doing here. But all right, race to 6. This match is going on a lot longer than I would anticipate a match between these two players would. To be completely honest, there's been a lot of battles going on. I mean, it's good. It's great pool, no doubt about that.
It's great for the stream, though.
Yeah, it's great for everyone. I'm not complaining. I'm just shocked that there hasn't been some aggressive runaways with some racks.
Good break.
Oh,
Good look at the 1.
Yeah, Louis. Yeah, Dan's got a chance to get
If
3
I were
here.
to make a prediction, it's Danny's chance to run out.
Oh yeah, I would really
the
hope
balls
to
are
see
sitting
him
in
run
really
out
good
there.
positions. The 6 is
Absolutely.
gone. 1 to the 2 is nice. The 2 to the 4 to the 5, all nice. Oh, the 6 is not gone. The 6 is sitting in the corner pocket.
Come off the slide under the 8 to get to the 2. All right,
Yeah, the
so
2 to the 4.
I wonder.
I think he's going to play 3 rails.
That's
around.
also I was going to say the same thing, Jason Fick. Just come in here.
With this angle, I think he's got 3 rails right to the
Yeah,
4.
get 3 rails to here.
No, he's looking at the layup on it.
You think he's going to?
Here's
Why
the-
not just let it go? Because you just stroke it a little with running English and let it go, and you're there.
Well, the natural run is right toward the 8, though. Let's see what he does.
It does kind of come into the a little bit.
I did. He played the take your medicine.
Yeah, that's a great
Just
medicine stroke though, because now you just come off the rail and you're on the 5, just like that.
I mean,
so,
the four's sitting in a good spot for that.
yeah, it really
nice
is.
little roll up shot. Don't have to come too hard.
We're just everyone's watching us all quiet. Just let's see where he gets with it.
Yeah.
2 rail shape here, or do you punch through this like this?
Why would you? The 6 is sitting in the corner pocket.
Oh, the 6. Okay, colorblind commentator Kirk's coming in for me there. I thought that was the 7. I thought that was the 6.
No.
Oh
no,
yeah,
no.
just hit the ball.
The
over
shape
there.
to the
Yeah.
7 off that 6 is tucked in on the
Well,
on the
but
side facing.
do
and
you
right on the edge.
do you get tight over here, so that way you can use
he's
this
gonna get a
outside
little-
angle to get this way? You see what I mean? I mean, he's got the same angle I'm talking about though. You
Yeah.
play into the edge of the ball, like right here, and then you contact the rail and you get over here for shape on in the side maybe.
Good.
I mean that's one. I mean there's a lot of pockets for the ball here, but
He played the inside and up.
Ooh.
Wow.
that percentage of getting there is risky.
Let's-
It's real risky.
Let's
but-
see his cut on this. I watched Stan cut a 10 ball earlier. I had to stop and watch, and the cue ball went 3 rails around the short table. Got out of the 10 ball's way twice,
See what that
and
looks
still
like.
made it.
He could draw this maybe, or no, he's got to cut through it.
Oh no, he can get past the side pocket on the cut.
Yeah, yeah, cut through it, but then he's going to be really 3 rails again
I've seen
potentially.
Danny slice these 2. Got it. Oh,
Oh, option for Stan T, but I don't think he's going to give it back.
don't think so.
All right, so yeah, option knowing here, that's you pot a ball after making illegal contact, and then your opponent can decide to make you shoot or stay at the table if they don't like the table, but pretty sure he's going to like this table, so.
Look at the back end of Stephen Folan's cue.
Got a little bit of Earl Strickland going on.
Uh-huh.
That's entry level though. It doesn't count. Yeah,
Not yet.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's not even like 70 inches long. He's not even there yet.
It's not 74 inches long and 2.5 inches fat yet.
Yeah. No. That's entry level stuff. We're not even concerned with that. It's Bird we're talking about.
All right, Stan goes up 5-2.
Yeah. So it stands on the hill here. Dan Louie's gotta really buckle down here.
Danny seems just a little bit off.
Yeah.
Nobody's keeping score.
Yeah, I can see that with the digital pool. That it's kind of on the back end for every match here.
Well, let's
But,
check it out.
so I think here what we're looking at going on here with Stan T and Dan is Stan is just more focused in this match. So
in this match, absolutely,
yeah.
he's more focused.
Yeah, Dan wants to get there. Dan wants to relax and just shoot pool well and just battle his long-term buddy. And he's doing that, but his focus isn't shining through where it matters. And Stan is showing up to win. Not to say Dan doesn't want to win. Not to say he's not trying to win. Just Stan is focused to win.
Uh-oh, he's going to get a shot on the 1. Oh,
I somehow got my music
jacked
changed.
up shot on the 1.
Let's go back and get the other music going back here if we can. Let's be quiet for just a moment here while I adjust my playlist. Some of that stuff looks like it changed up while I was away from the stead here. I think most people prefer the rock over the lo-fi piano music.
So, Let's go back to this morning with the little broken and the stolen stuff.
With the what?
Your stolen stuff and our
Yeah.
stolen stuff, right?
What about it?
Well, they stole the pool balls.
Yeah, they did.
Um, what's the odds that it was a pool player that saw us load up something last night?
Todd Shirley said the same thing.
I mean, I just was he the guy that was over here commentating earlier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, he was. I saw him at the hotel when I went to take the truck back, and that's kind of what he said. He kind of said the same thing, and I don't really see that being what happened. Just looking at the way it's stacked up and the malicious
Not
ability.
every pool player out there is honest
understand.
and respectful.
I understand that, but it looked a little more haphazard than that to me. But whatever it is what it is, and I don't spend time dwelling on things that have happened that cannot be changed necessarily.
Well, I was just
It's-
thinking about all the the sound equipment. Yeah, that stuff all looks expensive. A set of pool balls. I mean, if you're
Well,
homeless
what
or
about,
whatever.
why would they take the cooler? A
throw
soft
that-
cooler with
yeah,
some
you-
water
and some snacks
and
in it.
vegetable straws in it. So, but anyways,
I'm,
I don't.
I'm
I
still
don't.
pondering it.
Okay, you can ponder it all you want. I'm not going to waste my brain power on it. I'm going to move forward positively and continue to make positive movements
Well-
forward, and then get the situation resolved. Because I have 10 things more to do after this, and 10 more after that, and 10 more after that.
Greg,
and then I have to find
that's fine.
and work on pool.
We're commentating.
So, yeah. You brought it up, sir.
Oh, you're sit here and drill me in the butt about it.
Don't bring it up. It's in the past. We're done with it. So the 9 balls of the chin transition here. I like the off the rail here to get to here. That's just what I would want to do. So let's see. Let's see how he does this.
Outside.
Look
Yeah,
at that.
you did
Look
that.
at that. Oh, see, I did it better. with a mouse on the screen.
You drew it better
I
with the
drew
mouse
it
on
better.
the screen.
Yes, I did.
Damn it, Greg.
Oh,
I'm gonna tell Stan you drew that up better than
you
he
should
did.
tell Stan that because he would laugh at it because it's funny. And this match is at this level of respectfulness among the players.
Stan Tarango takes down the match 6-2 over Dan
Stan
Lilly.
Trago wins. So congratulations, Stan. You did win, Stan, but I drew it better.
Well, the line you drew came out better.
Yeah, but it was dead match on the angle. Really, he just got on the underside of it just a little bit, but phenomenally done, Stan. All right, so let's clear this out.
Now, I just wonder if with the matches that are going on, can you bring up the bracket again?
I can, but let me get this checks and balances straight here, Jason Fick, and then we will do that. All right, let's reset the scoreboard. Okay, so we have that going. We don't know who's up yet on the stream. We're gonna go over here now that Patrick adjusted to a more natural flow for my computer, because I had it where it just landed and you're used to it.
Now
so.
the bracket.
All right, so bracket.
I'm curious to see exactly where we are. You're on the B side here, A side.
Yes, no, that's
Okay,
A side.
All right.
So we're going to start from the bottom on the B side.
Yeah,
Let me scroll this over here.
Folan.
They're playing already on table 6. That's Nick Carey and Stephen Folan over there, which they're not updating their score live.
Well, go back.
Table 4 is what?
Oh, Stephen Holm.
Yeah.
God, I always get that confused.
Yeah,
Holm and Folan.
Yeah, they're so close. I did the same thing. Their names are very close.
Yeah,
and they're both high 700
Yes,
Fargo
they
players.
are.
They're both phenomenal, and yeah, they're just right there with each other. So it's easy to do. Joe Spence still working his way through this thing. Though he's going to play
playing
Daniel.
Sargent on
Well, table 4.
Okay, that's just right down there. We'll have to keep
Stevie
an eye
Weekly's
on that.
playing Mark Goodwin on table 5.
I'm kind of checking see which our live matches are to see if we can get one or more over here.
Yeah, so we got Luis Orellano waiting for a. He's already dominated a couple. He went through clay, so he's been waiting.
Yeah,
so,
he's on the point. He sits at.
So yeah, Lewis is going to be back over here.
He's waiting for Stan.
Yeah, he's going to be over here to play Stan.
Stan might be back here to play the point match, but they may not play that today.
Oh, it's just a point match.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good chance they may not play that today. So we got table 3 and table 5 playing. Table 4. So we've got table 6 waiting for an outcome between Nick Kerr and Folan. They're a couple games
And
away,
it
so they're going
is-
to be at least 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes looking at their score.
3-2 Stephen
In
Ford.
a race to 5, and they're going to battle some safeties, so that's going to be a bit. Dan Louie practicing on the table in front of us.
And not a bad one to sit here and watch, folks.
Yeah, we might be in just a little bit of
Uh-oh.
a lull here. It's hard to say.
There goes Kelso. I don't know if you all caught that, but Kelso's starting to laugh.
I did hear the Kelso laugh.
Okay. Yeah. I think we are going to be down on a stream for a few minutes. I'm going to take this opportunity to go to the bathroom.
All right, you do that.
Sign
Then
off
I'm going to
for
go
a
check.
second.
I'm going to go check up with because there's no natural flow left to this.
Exactly.
So I'm going to go check up with Sue and Deb as well and see where we're at
Yep.
with who's coming up next.
Well, I have
So I'm going to sign off here for just a moment to put that comment
Okay,
later break
we'll
up.
be back in just a second,
Dan Louie's
folks.
going to be up here practicing, giving you guys a show.
Yep. Enjoy it. Learn something, please.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a Steven versus Steven battle coming in here. Got some hot action. Let's get in here. Let's get looking at this thing. Give me just a moment to work through some of these processes. I had to go see where we were at and see where we can get with it. All right, so this will be the last stream match tonight on the stream. B-side, but it's a big one, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Stephen Folan versus Stephen Holden. They're changing out some racks and they're getting ready to get started here. I have to get some names going while they're doing that, get some checks and balances figured out. But however, what a way to go about a final match this evening. We got Stephen Folan, 741, versus Stephen Holm, 768. I don't know if you guys are looking for just Stevens back and forth here. Jump in that chat and let me know. Hit that chat up, blow it up, and let's see. Are we looking for Steven on Steven? Just hit both Steven? We're going to Folan and Holm. They're all confusing, let me tell you. All right, so Black Hat Steven hitting the break. This is B-side race to 5. So we're going to go ahead and change this race. And the deal here, Chalkbox Productions in here helping change up the way my mouse moves around, the way that it's a little more traditional. All right, so trying to determine if we got one warming up or both are warming up at the moment. It looks like they're both still warming up here. So it'll be just a moment as they're just both getting ready. We got one Steven at one table warming up and one Steven at another table warming up. Some side-by-side Steven action. Really making for some spectacular things happen. We got an extra E coming in one Steven here. That's probably not going to help the situation. Just trying to get a little diversity in the Stevens here, but let's get it correct. Let's keep it distinguished. We're two different magic racks on the table at the moment, so a little bit of chaos, but we're warming up. Got a turtle rack and a version of a master rack or something else. So here we go. So players side by side still warming up. Looking pretty big battle coming in here. Because for real, as we come into it, one person's moving on, one person's going home. I mean, that's the reality of what's in front of us. One person's moving on, one person's going home. All right. Both players equally matched and ready. We got a handshake coming in here. All right, we got some Steven on Steven. Not a lot of diversity to tell for me to call which is which at the moment. I don't know them both well enough to pull them apart. It looks like we've got a hat difference and a sweatshirt difference. One is an F, one is an H. I will figure out when we get through a first rack because that's the only way I'm going to do that at this point. My co-commentator's off somewhere else. We have one Canadian. That's a good way to go about looking at it. Actually, they're both Canadians. So both Canadian players, one Stephen Follen, one Stephen Holm. Very close friends. Can you get something? All right, so Stephen H is the player with the blue hat that's coming in for the break now. All right, so blue hat coming in for Stephen Holm, 768. Tin ball on the break. That'll spot back up. Players are playing here. Going to move a couple things around. So just a moment as we adjust a few things. One ball. It's got a little bit of traffic with the two. I don't think much of a disturbance to really discuss too much about. I think you're just going to jump in and do that. Put some dramatic music behind this here, since we've got a tight match with two players with very similar names. All right, so Holm at the table, 768. Drills the two. Comes around, bumps into the three. Yeah, I bet you did. All right. All right, so Patrick from Chalkbox need to get his sunglasses, so he's back. Take care, Patrick. Drive safe. All right, so here we go. Ooh, look at that tie-up safety coming from Stephen Holm.
All right, I'm back.
Hello, Jason Fick. We have Stephen Holm versus Stephen Follen. First game, last match on the stream this evening. So race to 5. Someone goes home, someone moves on.
Oh, this is a B-side match?
I believe so, if I was looking at that correctly. Blue hat is Stephen Holm. Yes, this is the bottom of the bracket right here. B-side match, Holm versus Follen. So, right now, Stephen Follen at the table with the black hat and the sweatshirt on, the hoodie.
Oh, he got just
Light
a tiny
color.
bit too much on that.
Yeah. All right, so. Then we got Stephen Holm here. He's got a good look at the. Well, there's a 3 and the 4. From the 4, he's going to get back up to the 6. Let's come around the table for the 7. The 8 and the 10, they play well together, so.
Well, they probably know each other. I think they're both Canadian.
Yeah, they are both Canadian. They do both know. They both know each other.
Oh, they haven't updated that yet.
They haven't. I wasn't there talking to them. I just happened to know what was next, so that way we can just get the process.
Okay, cool.
Correct, because we're down to just a few things.
So
And
if any of you are looking on the digital pool, Digipool,
Yeah.
on the brackets for the Big Dog Memorial Day Open, some of the scores have not been updated. Stephen Follen beat Nicholas Kerr and has moved up to play Stephen Holm. And I believe this is a B-side match, race to 5.
That's what we're looking at here. Holm at the table right now.
It's kind of scary. 768 and a 741 on the B side.
Doesn't faze me in thought-wise, Jason Fick.
Oh.
Execution's execution. Gets underneath it, just enough. Ooh, he has to jack up and get through this shot. He wanted a cleaner shot than this, but it's clean enough. If he gets thin through the 7, it shapes the 8 nice, and then he just rolls out off the rail potentially, or just draws off of it to get to the 10 ball. So he's in a position to hopefully get this rack out and get a number on beside his name.
That was a nice little roll up.
It really was, yeah. You just punch that 8 ball in the hole just a little bit, come up and put the 10 ball in this pocket. That's what I feel like we want to do with that. See the kiss? No. Oh, he's going to send it out a little bit and not just give it everything to the pocket. Not everything. Just give it a boost to the pocket to put the 10 ball
He
in
just
there.
didn't want to walk to the other side of the table.
Is that what it was? Just walk over here.
I'm already here.
Yeah, maybe that's true. Nice stroke, not draw. Nice out. That was quick and easy. You know, here's one that's funny, Jason. We don't know both the score counters. Just say Steven.
Wow.
So I believe
And they
that-
spell it the same, too.
yeah, I believe the right side's Holm though. So Steven Holm gets one.
So the number 2 is on the right side, and number 1 is on the left side.
That's what I kind of thought the process was going to look like. So I just did it that way, and is how it reacted. So spectacular there. All right. So now Folan at the table, 741. You know, 27-point difference in points in Fargo and 700. Here's the question, Jason. Does that matter?
What do you mean, does it matter?
I mean, I believe it matters.
Well, from what you just said earlier, seeing these guys on the B side,
Yeah.
it only matters on how they're stroking.
That is
So-
true. But skill level wise.
Well, with the amount of players in this tournament that are at 700 or close to it,
No, between the two players. I was looking for just commentary estimation.
17-point difference? Not
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. It's just whoever gets the rolls and hits the ball better. Although the first rack there, Holm really had a dominant stroke coming
Well,
through those balls. So
at this level, it's whoever controls the table the best. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, whoever's going to play the best safes. I mean, if you're breaking and running, that's a positive. But it's how well you maintain control.
nice cut by Holm or Folan there.
Yep.
Stephen F.
Now he has to.
That 2 ball is a little.
I think
it's
he's
a
gonna
safety.
play safe with
yeah,
this.
absolutely. Roll it forward a little bit, come off the rail. Yeah, that's the safety he's looking for. I don't think there's room.
I think he was trying to roll into the 3.
It might have been a little bit of pace coming into the shot.
He's going to jump between the split and the 5-9, I think. And he might be playing the bank back, I don't know, but he's definitely going for that jump.
Yeah, I think it's safe to go for the jump. You have to here. I mean, all the kicks are ugly. There's
Yeah,
2 rail kicks, 3 rail kicks. These players can make these kicks, but
I take that
why
back.
would you do
There
that?
is a 3-rail kick, but it actually has to be a 4-rail kick.
Well, there's this kick here too.
I don't like it, and he don't like it either.
And I know I don't like it either.
But there's also this kick.
Oh, that's just as exotic though. Doing all this stuff.
That
over
4 balls
there.
is just too much in the way.
It is. Yeah,
'Cause
the
you-
8 balls
you
a little
have
bit
to make
more
it a
too.
4-rail kick.
Yeah.
But
The
this
jump,
little jump shot.
Oh, he's jumping off to the side edge of it to get shape as well. Look. Oh, he's going to make it. Okay. I think he was going for the make there, but
Sure was. He grabbed his shooting cue.
you know he's going to come off the rail to hit this unless he's got a thin angle on it. So he's going to come through, miss this part of this ball to come through here and impact the ball. No, he
Yeah, a
can
little
see
bit
it.
thick.
Okay.
Oh, look
Didn't
at
look like
that.
it over
He
here.
rolled
Ooh.
right up on the 10. Well, not locked on it,
Yeah,
but
he's not tight though with it.
Yeah,
It's
no.
just on it.
I'm not sure if you can see an edge of it from my angle looking at the table. Eh. Oh, well. He's calling it in the back cut.
It's not the worst call you can work with here. Ooh.
Oh, and he still locked it up on the 5. Look
Yeah,
at
I
that.
think he did.
Oh, yeah, he locked that up on the 5.
I think he did.
I don't think there's even a Z-bank. I think he might have to come this way. Or is he going to masse it? He is.
Let's see here.
He's going to masse.
See if the 5 moves. Ooh, he does, and he gets the
Wow,
ball too.
wow.
What a shot.
What a masse shot, folks.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was a really pretty shot. All right, these guys are going to break out all the tricks of the trade.
The 4s?
4 goes clean.
Yeah, it goes 4. So does the 5. The 4 will go to the 5 pretty naturally, actually. Ooh, but not when you run into the 10 ball. Produce an option situation. But
Let's see where the 10 ball spot's here.
Folan's not giving this back. Stephen Folan coming to the table now. Spots the 10. He's clean to that 4.
I think he
I
is.
think he is too. Question is what does he do with it? You know, the angle of it wants to come into it this way,
Well, honestly,
which makes you
think-
wonder, does he come this way with it?
I think I would play this with high and a touch of right and try to pop into that 7-6.
Oh, and then get back to the 5, so boom,
The
boom.
5 is right
Move
there.
this 6 over here,
Exactly.
and then put the 5 right
Boink.
here.
Well,
if
now the
possible.
6 might be makeable up the rail now.
So we're going to cut the 5, we're going to cross table. So cut this 5, cross table to the 6.
He'll cut the 5 to the corner, but I bet he's playing over here.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, yeah, if he
More
comes
in
in
the
and punches
area
it this way, he gets over here for the 6 ball.
It's just a thin cut.
It
And
is.
He's past middle table, so he
Actually,
should.
wait, you
should
might
have a
run into.
scratch.
You might want to run it. It's actually going to be so thin on the angle here that it wants to sell this way a little bit more, but he gets past the pocket, but now
Safe.
he has the safety apparently, according to Jason, which is probably right because you bump this way, and this comes off the rail. It's a cue ball right up against right
He
there.
has to actually hit that a little thinner. The 6 is on the rail.
So you're saying he's coming in just a little thinner here, but he's drifting that cue ball right in there.
Oh,
and he went for that.
He
looked
thought
like
it could go.
Well, it could have went, I believe, too.
I mean, if the 6 was on the close to the rail, it's really hard. You have to play that
So
thin.
that 6 goes to the corner pocket, and the cue ball comes this way. But does he take the extra rail to get back out here?
Oh no, he's just gonna pop over. You're not gonna play this too hard. Just boink, boink. Ooh.
See, but that's what happens. You don't send the ball into the pocket. You put it at the pocket, so to speak.
He still could have got that
did.
that same distance off the rail with a punch stroke.
Yeah, but Folan now is going to come up with a jump cue, hit this jump, probably drop it and draw it back just a hair.
Well, I would try to draw a different line, but
Yeah, it's going to be different. It's straight, because it's a little different than that. He's actually probably going to come across this line. Let's see how close this looks. Ooh, it popped off of it. Okay, I got the impact zone, but not the drawback.
that's pretty perfect. Got a little off angle, send it down table, get a nice little shot on the 1, and
So you think
draw past the side.
You don't think
to
he's
the-
cutting that? You think he's sending it down table?
Yeah, he's gonna send it bottom pocket.
I think he's going to cut it.
That's pretty thin cut. And that's a lot of cue ball speed.
No, he's sending it down table. You're right. Okay. There you go.
Now he has a controllable shot here with the 8 to the 9. Now I think he came out a little bit farther than he wanted.
Yeah, because, I mean, where does he get under here?
Well, he's either pulling it straight back to him, or he's going to try to drift over to this.
I think he's going to end up with something like that.
We just don't have the angle to see lengthwise.
No, we don't. You're right. Oh, he punched it all the way back. Look at that. That's
Yep,
a
straight back
nice
to him.
stroke. Yeah, that's a good stroke. So now, yeah, he's just going to cut this
9
like
here,
this.
10 opposite pocket.
10 right here. Right? Something
Yep,
like
that's
that?
what I would play.
Let's see what happens. Look at that line. Look at that line, Jason Fish. If I could only do what I can draw. All right.
All right, we have a tie ball game, folks. 1-1. Fulham gets on the scoreboard.
All right. Stephen Holm at the table. Blue hat.
My back sore.
Yeah. These chairs aren't exactly ideal for
No.
12 hours.
We need
14
like
hours of
gaming
sleep.
chairs. I'll kick back and
I'm going to stay tough and just keep fighting through
stay
Jason.
tough. Well, you
Yeah.
do that.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going back to the hotel and you're going to have 2 capfuls of your soda. Which was really hard not to want to do when I went back to the room. I go, that might be done.
Looks like a stop shot here to get to the 2 ball.
Go Kelso.
Yeah, Kelso's down there having a good time
It's Kelso Woodwork on his goat laugh trip.
on his goat laugh trip.
He just sounds.
All right, so a little bit of a drifted stop shot here. Oh, no, he's just going to send it forward.
and right up to the 2.
It's a good
good
feel
shape to
for
get
that
to the
shot.
3.
It really is.
Yeah. I think he's sitting pretty good.
Yeah, I think he feels like he's going to get out here. I support that he does, to be honest. All right, so 1 rail shade to the 3. Bumps it.
Get a little bit of pop out for the 6.
Yeah. Off the rail, cut it like this. That's a little far though. Oh, yeah, a little inside too.
Yeah, perfect.
I thought he was going to thin it a little more than what he did. He sent it a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's looking at the line to the 7 side.
Oh, absolutely he is.
And
Because it comes off a little bit. It's a little outside, but when it comes off the 7.
okay, I think if he has an angle,
I think the
here- no,
8's
he's going to play the 8 down now. I
The
think.
8's going to go right there, isn't it?
Yeah,
Isn't it the 8 ball spot? That is
yeah.
the 8 ball
He'll
spot.
play the 9 on the side.
9
now.
ball right there.
Yep.
Set the 9 ball and 10 ball
Drift down into this area.
over here for the 10 ball. Let's see where the 9 looks at. Getting a little ahead of what he's doing here. Shooting very well though. Ooh.
He's got no problems with that.
Is the 10 ball going here now though?
He could play either one. I'm not sure what he's going to do. I think the side pocket is closer.
Yeah,
with
I think
drift.
that
He could just draw across.
I think he's going to hold it actually. Put the 10 here. Let's clear this back out and put this back
I'll
up.
look over at the actual table here. Yeah, he's taking a long look at that to see what he wants to do with it.
It gets too thin. The cue ball gets too fast. In my opinion, I still think I'm going to go back to over here because it's so thin. The shape there. He might pocket speed it and end up underneath it in here to cut the 10 ball over here. But otherwise, yeah, it's got to go back over there. He ran into it a little bit there, but it shaped up nicely for him. All right. Holland goes up to 2.
Stephen Holm is up 2-1 on Stephen Folan.
Yeah. What are the odds of 2 Canadian pool players having mid 700 Fargos with names that close? Pretty good, apparently.
The odds have fallen in that favor on this occasion.
What a great matchup, though, to end the day with here today. It's unfortunate that one of these gentlemen go home and one of them go on. That's the name of the game.
I believe one of them finishes 5th, 6th. I think.
Yeah.
It
Should be in the money.
It should. Well, definitely in the money.
Yeah.
Actually, I should feel pretty happy that I won one
Yeah.
and won 2 in this tournament,
Okay.
especially with Jack Kiske.
Yeah.
Jack wasn't on, but I took advantage of his mistakes. He actually made me feel comfortable, laughing, joking. That's a pretty decent break. 3 balls, the only maybe trouble ball, but
I think he's out
it
here.
goes.
Yeah. I think, Foley knows he's down one now. He got a good break. His confidence goes off that solid break. He's filling the one. Lee Toad at Nito over there just looked like he's moving his stick to the ground, like he's upset with himself on the shot. So Fulham likes to draw here for shape of the 3, I think. Can't draw too much though.
Well, where the no?
I think the 3 will go. Because this is
It will
there's
go.
the impact zone, and we're underneath it just a hair.
Well, it depends on how he wants to play this.
Well, I think he's going to draw back something like that.
Maybe.
Let's see what he gets out of it here. Oh, he went big with that thing. All right. Yeah, that's even better though, because now he's got the full impact zone. He doesn't even have to worry about the edge of that ball.
He never even hits the 10.
Yeah, because he's got.
He just has to worry about shape on the 5.
Yeah, I could draw one other line. Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry. Quiet down just a little bit here.
I didn't think we were being that loud, but
Yeah, well, it's quiet down some, so okay. He said just a little bit, so.
I mean, how much buzzing in the background do you hear?
Yeah, exactly.
But the room is empty,
Yeah,
emptying
it
out.
is. So I'm going to turn the mics up just a little bit, and then we'll just quiet ourselves down just a little bit there, and that'll hopefully come through just fine,
Okay.
just like that.
So we whisper.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're spiking the mics up plenty high enough that we should be very audible. So, Stephen Fallen here. Coming into the 2. Or the 3, sorry.
Look at that. Oh.
Oh. Drop the 5 in the side to shape the 6. Good shape on the 6.
This is the first tournament that I've seen Sushin Chow
Oh, really? Okay.
play. The kid plays pretty good.
Yeah. So he drops the 6.
Yeah, lets himself straight enough to follow shape to the 9. At least it looks like it. That was nice. 2 rails out to the 10. Just 1 up. Okay. All right. Folan ties it up 2-2.
Race to 5 here. Stephen Holden.
Expect Stephen Holm to make a response.
He's
stroke
certainly
response.
going to give it a go here.
See what he did with the 5?
Yeah.
Used it as a lineup.
Yeah, it's a really good way to go about that. I haven't seen that executed before, but I can see where you would do that just so you can see a really good alignment with the racks doing.
Even with the regular rack, I was having a hard time finding my line to the back diamond.
It's not going to move around that way either because they're not quite flat. As they get used, they kind of wrinkle a little bit. So that increases.
Apparently,
instead of that.
somebody came and did some restretching on this or something. Ooh.
We got some tie-up situations over here.
Oh yeah, and 1 ball's gone, and now you have the 2 ball to get with the 3.
Yeah.
What kind of safe opportunities? You try to pop it open. What do you do? No, he might play safe with it. I don't know. Or play safe with the 3. We're gonna see.
Yeah, you very well could play safe with the 3 here.
You can make the attempt to draw back and maybe kiss him. But to the bottom side of the 3, if you come underneath it, you could send it up, pitch him on a 10. Oh, there's a lot of things that could be done here.
Yeah.
Damn it, my nose is itching.
Alright, so we're making sure he's clear to get over the shot. It's a nice draw. He's going to get behind it.
Come all the way down.
Take a look and put it in this pocket down here.
Possibly. It might have an angle to go there. The 10's awful close for that. And I think the 10's a little bit back from it. That might be a difficult one to hit.
I think we'll see better here with what kind of movement we got on the ball.
I still think he's trying to find a way to play safe with it. But getting the cue ball to slide over, he doesn't. He went back just a hair far to be able to get the 3 to this side of the table.
The tip position looks like a safety. Oh, he was trying to go down to the bottom end of that thing.
Well, the 5 is still tied up with the 10. Looks like it has an alley to come to the side.
It does look good to the side. The question really would be does Holm want to get work through all that? You know what I mean? Because I think the only good path he has is a mighty path through the ball, all the way around the table. Sorry, can I get that all out of shape there to get over here?
Yeah, I wish I could make the cue ball do that.
Yeah, it'd be a bit too much of a curve, but that's what he's doing. You see that?
Up, up,
He was
up.
rolling
A
for
little bit of a run angle.
He can kick this ball now.
He could also play safe with that
Yeah.
5.
But looking at the safe's a little tough. Just because you get under the edge of the ball. We've got a self-safety situation going on now. Not really looking to self-safety.
I wasn't expecting to see that though.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly.
you kind of let that ball out a little bit. Nice pullback, the control to get that spin to come back through there like that. It's really good. That's really good control. Fortunately, he leaked out a really good opportunity for Folan to get out here. Stephen Folan, 741.
Oh.
Too far is it's so long way
Maybe.
too far. I think
He
he's
may not be too far.
I think he's fine with this. I really do. You can punch it on it just a little bit even here.
I think he's okay.
Yeah, I think he is too. I think he's going to get a good shape out of this even. I feel like he maybe wanted to feed that a little bit more. Maybe he's fine with that. He can
Think
go.
he runs up on the 10?
I think he's going to go. No, I think he's going to go around. No, he does run up on the 10. Okay. See, that's what I was. We're looking at the 10. I was concerned about the 10 running into that 9 and getting tight. You know what I'm saying? But not a situation here really.
Now, does he draw for the side? Is he
Oh
going
yeah.
low?
No, he draws this. It's too straight. You draw this all the time.
No, he played it right up. Okay,
But I thought he was going for. I actually thought he was going for the side as well.
well, yeah. He was looking like he was drawing low. He drew it, but
He's
not a
got
whole lot.
one rail and shape over here to put the 10 down here.
We'll see.
Maybe let's see. Go back and follow the 10 here. Get this in off the rail. Shape something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did.
It was pretty close.
It's funny when I look at the top rail up here on the stream. It looks like the rail goes. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, it's the monitor blowing it up. Because if you look over there at the other screen, it's because it's blown up big so we can see it better.
Oh.
All right, let me get
This actually looks like it's doing it too. I mean, to my eyes.
Yeah. All right. So 3-2, Stephen Follen on top at the moment. Stephen Follen, he's got the break as well.
Yeah. A break and run puts him on the hill. That's something that, honestly, there hasn't been a whole lot of his break and runs. I mean, I've seen a few.
Well, I didn't see any until that one that I was talking to you guys about after sitting over here for the, since noonish.
I wonder if Daniel got his match.
Wonder if what?
Daniel Sardencio got his match.
You know what?
Because all those matches are finished too.
Yeah, let's look at that and see real quick here while Stephen Follen gets his break going here.
Gotta look at the 1, 2's open, 3's open. Man, everything has a hole, looks like.
No, Clay Belvar beat Daniel 6-2.
What match number was that?
That was before. Oh, that was before. Then Clay came and played Lewis.
Yeah, that was on the A side.
Okay, you're going to go to the B side. Let me go to the B side.
Okay, Su Sheng and Lito are playing right now.
Stephen Weekly lost to Mark Goodwin. Daniel lost to Joe Spence. 5-3.
Okay.
So tomorrow, Joe Spence will play the winner of this match.
What's that?
Tomorrow, Joe Spence will play the winner of this match. Yeah, so.
If they're using the digital deal on their phone to up these scores, does Deb and Suze have to go in there and update them?
They do, yeah. They're currently a little kinder about those situations, and some of the tournament directors are. It seems like. Stephen Follen's still at the table now, trying to dissect his run out. He's got a little bit of work between the 6, 7, 10 ball. It's in the traffic with the 9.
Oh, did he get there? Is he jumping? What's our other?
That's not going to help us see. I think he's there. I think it's just, it looks a little wonky, but I think he's there.
Yeah, he's looking at it.
I think it's a come into it a little bit full. So come into a little bit full. Play out to here.
Well, if he indeed has a little draw shot at this,
Yeah.
you can see it. You are going to stop shot that, maybe drop back, and it'll slide almost straight across toward the side
Oh, you
pocket.
think he can slide over here?
If you can cheat that pocket just a little bit and just draw it, you want a little angle on the 5 to come back over here to the 6.
Oh, so you cheat it to here.
If you have the room past the 9.
I don't think he has a room past
Huh?
9.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see right here
I
what he
think
does.
he's still. No, he has room. Okay. It just did not look like there was quite that much room. But that punch always does.
Well, what did you
carry
say?
the
When you
ball.
when you think there might not be enough room, there usually is.
There usually is enough, yes. But there's only so much of that usual room. If you use up all the usual room, you have no more room.
Let's see. This is the tricky shape here. I
Yeah,
think.
Drew Down Kelly says some are easy to score. Yeah, Drew, some are not. Yeah, the Holm or own match, what a match that was. That battle at the end there was just epic. That last safety battle, that was phenomenal. So he pots that, comes across the table to get
Look
shape
at
on the
that.
6.
Yeah, he didn't even try to get past the side pocket. He is just doing hold shape.
Now here it gets a little tricky where
This is super tricky.
he's gonna use a stroke that's probably a little. He might get exotic with this, just a little bit to the lesser, knowledge player.
I'm curious
He,
what he's
he
going to
could
do.
use the whole table actually, and that's
Oh
what
wow, he shot that so
I was
fast.
wondering if he was going to get the whole table involved like that. But like you said, he shot that really fast.
He
so
did shoot that
I
fast.
think that was a mild lack of. The confidence was there to make the shot, but it just didn't commit all the way to the confidence. And the focus of it that needed about 2 more seconds of evolution to
think
produce
so.
the outcome in how it feels at least. Now, you set that shot up 10 times, I might make it 2 times, so and get shape. So I'm not wanting to speak too much on it, but with the right focus, he's going to make it 8 out of 10
Well,
times. or more,
he should, because he had, he had to come use the whole table to get there.
Yeah, phenomenal pullback stroke there from Holm with the blue hat, Stephen Holm.
Because I was half expecting he either did what he did to get shape on the 6,
Yeah,
or he went 1, 2, 3.
yeah.
He
for
tried
sure.
to come around the backside of it.
And this is a score you'd think you'd be looking at with players this close at Fargo in the mid-700s.
Well, yeah, and you come in to a
Those-
match like this, right? And you see
Yeah.
a 3-3 score. These guys are just breaking and running, aren't they? I mean, that's the first thing you
They're
think of.
not.
But
This
Temple,
is-
no, they're playing.
Yeah,
They're
it's
playing
the-
some tight safety pool.
Well, that's the thing. Ten ball's that way. You can't let the table get away from you. You can't let control get away from you. You can't be a champion of making hero shots, really, if you want to be, win at this level. Because 2 big mistakes late in the rack, and it can be over, as you well know.
Oh.
See if Holden gets a break he likes here. Has the power. Doesn't quite shape the 1. Drops a ball though. The 1 does back cut. Does he go for that level of a back cut? Through here? I don't think he'd do that.
I know. The cue ball's going to be behind the 4.
He's gonna put the cue ball behind the 4.
That's the first thing I thought of. No, that cue ball's going behind the 4. There is no other choice there.
Yeah, I think you jump through your shot process a little faster than I do, because I'm still going dissect. Okay, don't like it. Safety dissect now, and then look for the safety dissection. Let's see, Folan here says 1 on the side.
2 rails, 1 on the side.
Yeah, it was a great attempt at it. A little bit of disappointment not making contact. Table's pretty open. You got the only thing
2 balls trouble ball
is
now.
right here. You know what I mean? it's still possible.
Cue ball behind the 4.
Cue ball behind the 4. Wow. These lock-up safeties. My jump, even my jump cue wouldn't help me here.
No, he's
No.
no, he's right on the 4.
That's why that little super jumpers for high 500s and mid 600s, not 750s.
Yeah. Well, that's why those guys up there, they see you do that and go, I can't do that.
Yeah. Because they don't need to do that.
No, they just lock you up on a ball. Who's going to jump that? You're kicking, buddy.
Well, that's what happened. I talked to Darren Appleton about that. They go to the Fleece after he was giving a lesson, but he didn't have any jump cues with him. And I noticed that he was trying to go through teaching this person how to jump, but he didn't have any jump cues, and so I just grabbed mine and gave them to him. And he was happy to get them and stuff. And he used them and said, "Yeah, these are nice and stuff." And I showed him that dart jump. He's like, "Yeah, that's amazing. Well, why do you do that?" I said, "Because I can't do that every time." Yet. So my answer is a cheat code until I can do that every time.
I think it's 2 rails this? 3 rails this?
I think he
Alright, he is
gives
on
ball
2.
to me.
You think he goes for a 3 foul here?
I don't think he does. Not at this level. Not with the way they can execute. The way these two players can execute kick shots against each other. I'm sure they've played a lot of pool
He's
against
doing
each
it.
other. You think he's going to try for a 3? He's on 1 or is he on 2?
On 2.
He's on 2. Okay.
He's going to play the 1 off the 10 and put the Q on the 2 right on the 7.
Did he
look
call
at
him?
that.
Did he call him on 2?
Right? He just did.
Okay. He just now did? Okay, cool. So there we go. He called him on 2, says you're on 3. So if he doesn't contact the 1 ball and the rail, he's going to give up the game here.
Yeah. This is a super tough shot. There's only one shot I see. And
So you're thinking up here, down here, and here.
yep.
Now,
And that's still tricky.
if you're bold, there's off the rail this way.
Oh, jump over the 7 and then come over the other rail and kick
Jump
into the
over
one.
both those rails.
And then call the 8 and call it good.
yeah, call it, make the ball, and then finish the rack.
Oh, this is a hell
I
of
mean,
a.
if we're going to be unreasonable, let's be completely unreasonable.
It's a hell of a save.
It is a hell of a save on a two foul. Really, this is high level pool executed to almost a maximum degree of safety here for this player.
I mean, he might be able to come to the inside of the 9 and do that. I don't know. I think he's missing.
It's a big miss to get a hit. He doesn't like it. No confidence in it yet.
Oh no, the 7 ball is too close.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Yeah, it doesn't launch out and come back. And then the 3 balls, or the 5 balls right there. He does. Oh, he does maybe have 3 rails. So you see that because when you look at that 3-rail angle, when you come through
4 balls on the way.
here.
I mean, it may or may not be. But
Well, actually, I think the 6 ball might be. How much can we correct this inside angle through this?
only
rail?
be able to hit here, maybe. No.
Yeah. What,
That's it.
So if we look at the impact zone from here, we draw it backwards, right? You're going to run into that. So you got to spin. You really got to launch right inside the ball angle here. If we draw that backwards to him, that gets really tight and really tough. He's going to spend some time continuing try to find these. He does not want to get up a 3 foul. No one wants to get
No
up a
one
3
does,
foul.
but okay, he just took the extension off his cue. Right.
Yeah, Drew says miss it might be. Here, let me get to the replay here. For him. I'll give him the replay in case we need to show them after the execution here. Trigger's loaded to the replay button. Yeah, Drew down. Callie says Massey might be his only option. Ouch. Yeah, it's. Well, he's got the rail kick thing. The diamond rails jump well, but man, if he hasn't worked hard on doing that, that's a big confidence jump.
Well, yeah, you got to go half for the table and land, and then not bounce.
Now, this is crazy, Jason Fick. What about the pocket nipple bank?
Well, remember, look what he's sitting on, a 7.
Oh, he can't really get to the center of the ball. You're going to get to the center of the ball to drive that ball over.
Yeah, all that topspin's going to mess that shot up.
That's going to throw it way over here. You can't do that. Good catch on that thing. I was just looking at ball movement, not impact zone.
Yeah, see, I was trying to look at the cue ball around the 4-2. 1, 2, and then coming past between the 10-9.
So he can see the inside angle of the ball. Since he can see the inside angle, can he get under, over, and this way with it? See what I mean there? With running left spin. Kill it 2 rounds.
I don't know. He's going for the Massey. All right, get ready for your replay.
He said our 2 barely around the 3.
Yeah, I don't think he can get come around the 9 and make that happen. He might come inside of the 9 and try to a little kill English, but still may not make it happen.
If you want to talk about a lock-up safety with a 3 foul, this is what that looks like. This is brutal.
Okay. It's a first on-stream 3 foul today, I think.
Let's take a look at this since we got the option to. Comes into the 3. Yeah. That is unfortunate. Well executed, though.
All right, Stephen Holm goes up 4-3.
On the hill. Yeah, man. That was tough for everybody, Jason Fig. Except for Stephen Holm. It was not tough for him.
He just had to be patient and watch it unfold.
Well, he knows everything that his opponent knows, and we have the better look at it the entire table than what they do from our aerial assault view. But right here, he's at the table, so he's got a chance to feel a little power with it.
Looks like you can see the 1 ball pretty full. Wow. All right. Stephen Holm gets ball in hand here. Full and wet. Cut the 1 in. Come down table. Comes off the long rail. Kisses the 2. Sits in the pocket edge and scratches.
Yeah.
Wow.
Holm's really thinking about what's going on here because it's not too much to. I think the 3 goes by. The 4, obviously, if he shot that to that shape, it goes by. There's no question about it. He wouldn't be there if it didn't.
It goes. It goes. The 4 only looks like it might block a 1/8 of an edge.
Yeah. He's looking at that 6. He gets half 2/3 of a pocket with the 6 ball. He's going to the side. He's going to watch the angle.
There he goes. All right.
His confidence jumped up pretty good there. Feeling a flow for what he's about to do. He figured it out. Knows what he wants with it.
Yeah, this could be all over, but they're crying.
It could be, but he's gotta get the work
Listen.
done first. So
He's following, it looks like.
drop the 5, 2 row, 3 row, 2 row. Nice on the side on the 6. Hit the 6 and come out here for the 7.
Yes.
Look at that, Jason. Look at that.
Look pretty.
Draw back for the 9. Actually, the angle's not that great. I thought I missed looked at the angle. Like he's actually gonna have to come through this thing. I think, Jason. Yeah, he's got. That's what he's looking at. He's got to come through this.
No, he's not.
No, you don't think so? He's gonna punch it off the
I
rail
think he
this
might
way?
come the left side of the 10. No, he's following it. He's doing what you're thinking.
Yeah, because the angle wants to feed that way, like that. Look at that. See that? That's how it wants to feed. So then here, I would think he's going to do the same sort of deal and get up here. He's going to come through the angle.
Yeah, he's playing high.
And get up over here. If I can get all these lines straight, it's so tough with just a wheelie mouse. No, he came forward with it. I'm going to go ahead and say that's a stroke that I don't have as much confidence with because it sails out like that. I'm sure it's a great stroke to use there.
All right. For the match. All right. Stephen Holm has
Stephen Holm gets it.
1-5-3.
Congratulations, Stephen Holm. Congratulations, Stephen Holm.
Okay, he wants to hit this masse shot.
He wants to try the masse shot again.
Oh no, he wants to try this shot. The one he shot too quick.
Okay. All right, let's see what he does with it here. Oh, the one he around the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really, I don't
Yep.
think should be too hard of a shot. It's really just a stroke spin manipulation through the ball. You just have to accelerate a little late. You
Okay.
can't punch it. You almost.
This one has to be cut clean.
It not only is cut clean, but I like to feel like you have to time the impact through the ball and then let the stroke out a little bit late, so you get the speed through the stroke like that. As they're talking about it here. Yes, they're talking about it. So we're going to wrap this thing up here.
All right.
We'll be back in here tomorrow.
Wrap up the stream.
Yeah, we'll just hit a couple sponsors here real quick.
Want to feel the pressure of
Salado
competition in
coming in.
everyday pool games against
I
your
hope we
buddies?
can
Want to
get
send your own matches to
all the
Final
final
League?
matches.
Download Salado now. Your race, your play.
If it's down to
It's
one
time make
table
your
for
matches
the,
count. Salado, the pool players app.
for the Open
Now
tournament,
featuring monthly cash and prizes.
I'd like to see if we can't talk to Deb and Suze and get those all on the stream.
Yeah, luckily for Billiard, Todd Shirley with his defense go game, which you can tell by watching what we just did here with defense. It's something that, as my wife would say, certainly wins Super Bowls. It definitely wins pool games. So Todd's really doing great things there. Everything with his thing is on poolball.com. You can check it out over there. And certainly always talk to Todd Shirley about all the great things that he's doing.
Yes.
Walking over here right now. And of course, the sponsors. This event, Roger Petit's got custom cue raffle upstairs. Sandra Menzel Photography, always doing great things for photography. Scott's Custom Cues, cue maker out of Oak Harbor. And Golden Fleece Billiards, donating money, and so they're jumping into. Jason Fick, what do you have to say, brother?
Well, good night, everybody. We will see you in the morning.
I'll see you all in the morning as well. You all have a great evening. Thank you for joining the stream. And let's go.